I do have these pinned down mostly just because of the fan likes to
Oh,
blow them in the air, and that's kind of
yeah, that
annoying.
makes sense.
But otherwise, yeah, I would have just left them loose hanging.
Okay.
Where the hell did I put that character sheet? There it is. Long day. Lots of meetings and stuff.
Ugh. Why would you do those?
Well, the promotion for one.
I
It
guess.
brings in a paycheck.
I mean,
There is-
I didn't want to do the meetings, but yeah, kind of had to when I took up the position.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's starting to realize that our new VP of our branch is likes to micromanage, and and the funny thing is before she came around, we were all doing this stuff, with the exception of myself, without her insight. So
Right.
it's like, why do you feel the need to put yourself in there?
Yeah.
But it's above my pay grade.
I've worked at a few places where they bring someone new in who's going to fix things. You can't see the air quotes, but there are air quotes there.
Yeah.
We heard them.
Been there. Got the T-shirts.
Yeah. I got a hat to go with the shirt too.
We came into a meeting. This was at a print shop I was working at, and this guy had come on and he had been going around like getting in everyone's business for a while, and everyone started to hate him. And so finally, they brings this meeting, and he's talking about how much tape we're using. Like literally, that's the most important thing: how much tape we're using. Now, to be fair, in printing the kind of tape we're using, it's relatively expensive tape. It's not like Scotch tape or anything. It's special light opaque tape, but whatever. It's not cheap, but it's not like that's not the most expensive thing we deal with. And and he's like, and he's holding up an example and saying, there's so much tape on this, it could, it could hold a bomb explosion or something like that. And this is just dead silence. And he's like, no joke. And one of the guys up front who was always great with stuff, he's like, wasn't funny.
Nice.
Oh, man.
My last job, we had a complaint.
I've been trying to figure this one out.
So we left when we left off. Oh damn! Let me get the names again. Richard was standing in the desert along a dirt road, much like the one you see here, except that there was the smoldering wreckage of a pair of cars down in the ditch nearby. You're standing next to sorry, not a Dodge Dart, a
Duster.
what was that one? Duster, Plymouth Duster. Yeah.
Yep.
You're standing next to a Plymouth Duster that has its doors open, the engine's still running, a strong smell of oil and grease coming from it, as well as a little bit of smell of blood, and sure a ways you saw shoot. What's your character's name again there?
Richard.
Richard.
No, Tom Baines.
Oh, Chris.
That's what it is. All right. Yeah, you saw Chris get dumped into the back of Seth's pickup, and they took off down the road, peeled out, kicking up gravel and dirt, and headed off east.
Richard, for the portly gentleman that he is, and being of great physical attributes, is going to walk swiftly but confidently over to the Duster, jump in,
Mhm.
He's going to almost swallow his new piece of chew that he's biting off and putting in to start chewing on. When he hits the gas and gets ready to holler something, that rolls back in the back of his throat and tickles his tonsils, and you hear him go like that, and rework the chew around onto the side, and he's flooring it for all he's worth, and trying to catch up with the pickup.
Nice. So yeah, so you see the you can still see the trail of dust being left by Seth's truck, and you begin heading off down the road after him. Let me open up that map again just so I have it available. You guys had actually made it pretty far before things went sour. Well, it didn't even go sour, really. I mean, that was a sort of planned defense, I guess you'd say, by Chris, in an attempt to, wreck the vehicle behind them, which it did one at least. And you're currently in the other one. You're pretty evenly matched for speed. And just give me one drive check.
Okay.
This section of road isn't particularly difficult compared to the earlier part. So,
all right. Well, drive. Where is that? I rolled a 50. So where's my drive on here?
Okay.
I
think
55. So yeah, it's a success.
You can't drive 55. Sorry. Yeah. So you're doing okay. Fortunately, the road here looks to be a little bit more stable. Maybe a little more cared for. You're not really sure. You don't have time to think about it. Maybe the road back there has been deliberately sort of messed up so that to make getting away harder. But for whatever reason, you're following behind them as you're throwing up gravel behind you. Give me a spot hidden check, because you see this. You see after a moment you see a big cloud of dust. You come to an intersection, a fork in the road.
Okay, spot hidden. Okay, that's I got 12, so it's a
Okay.
It's a not. Is that a critical success or the other one? Because
what's your score?
12.
No, I mean your spot hidden score.
60 is the main, and then it goes 30, and then it goes 12.
Okay, so yeah, that would be an extreme success.
So that's the term I was searching for.
So it just takes you a moment. You slow down at the intersection to just double check, because the dust is sort of like blowing all over the place, and but you spot him immediately going off to the left, and you realize that they're heading towards this compound that you saw, and even from here you can see it's up on this sort of slight rise. You see the sort of tall, wall surrounding it, and you see this big industrial style windmill hanging above it. And from where you are now, you can also make out what looks like it might be a steeple of some sort. But that's about it.
All right.
And, see the truck heading right for this place.
Richard would stop the duster, and he's looking, and he wants to check the inside of the vehicle to see if there's anything like a crowbar or a stick or something that he can have at hand that possibly to jam the gas pedal down at an opportune time.
You don't see anything like in the front seat. As you kind of glance over into the back seat, you don't see anything. There's a trunk, but if you want to stop,
he's not going to stop that long for it. He's just stopping so he can take a quick preview of what's in there so he can try to formulate what he's going to do in this hectic moment.
But one thing you do see that, I'm not sure if you can use it for this, but you do see a sawed-off shotgun.
Oh, great!
It's on the floor.
All right, he'll pick it up and get it close, put it in the other seat, hopefully, where he can take his right hand and grab it and bring it over for whatever he might need at that time.
Yeah, it looks pretty beat up. Looks like the stock has taken a few hits. There's even some like dark brown stains on it that might be blood. This thing has been through the ringer, and probably not very well taken care of. but shotguns like this are fairly hardy machines. They don't require a lot of maintenance it takes a lot of degeneration before they stop working.
Yep. And then he'll adjust the seat up a little bit closer, whereabouts he might think that the shotgun would fit snugly for something like that. And then he's going to really floor the duster down out towards the compound.
All right. So you start going up after them. It's only about I don't know, maybe this little side road. You saw this kind of this old rusty sign that you could just make out said dirt road.
Is the road dirt road?
The name of the road is dirt road. Yeah. But to be fair, it's only about maybe a half mile long at best. As you're kind of going up this slope toward this building. And
is it straight?
After a little bit of a left hand, you have to go up a little bit. Then this is a little left hand turn, and then it goes pretty straight.
Okay.
It's like I said, it's going uphill, and there's maybe a slight right hand curve before this main gate, which you can now see, and I will let me quickly describe that to you. So this place is basically enclosed by a 10-foot high wall of what looks like might be adobe or maybe plaster covered concrete. It's kind of hard to tell. The wall that you're facing is about 250, 260 feet wide. It looks more like a Mexican fort than anything else. The only features visible from the outside are some sort of tower or steeple in the center, an industrial windmill that towers well over the compound itself. There's a massive gate on the wall facing you, the southern wall, and there's about a 20-foot square metal platform that's about 8 feet below the vanes of the windmill suspended. So they built this sort of little kind of like a. You could see it being used for a lookout or something like that. You're not really sure. You don't see anyone there at the moment, however. The gates themselves look like it looks like a double gate. Yeah, they're opening on large hinges that look like they might be made from old car axles. What else can you tell about them? They look like they're at least you're not sure if they're made of metal plates or if they're covered in them, but at least on this side you see the sort of patina of slightly rusted steel or iron. These things are heavy, and you see them just closing as you begin to approach.
Okay. How
they open out? They open out, by the way. Yeah. So.
Okay. After the turn where the road straightens up, what's the distance from that point to the gate?
About 0.2 of a mile.
Okay. When he's going to be pushing down on the gas, getting trying to have the duster going as fast as he can somewhat possibly get it. He'll be
Okay.
reaching for the sawed-off shotgun, trying to wedge it down on the pedal,
Okay.
and then
Let's see. What would we use for that little maneuver?
I don't know. Let's
Yeah.
look. See here. What would make sense? Would a sleight of hand? Because it's kind of dexterous.
Well, I was going to say we can even just use like I'd say it would take a hard dexterity check because you're trying to do this like as you're bouncing around this gravel road with a makeshift prop.
Yep.
So I'd say a hard dexterity would do it for you.
Okay. Well,
and don't forget you do have luck, so you can always if you come up short.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look at what my dexterity is. I rolled a 36.
That's pretty good. You could be close.
Yeah, and how much does the luck cost? The move.
It's a one for one. So
is it?
Yeah.
All right. I'll bring it down to a critical success. That would cost me 4 luck points.
You mean a hard?
Is that a hard the 32?
Yeah.
I'll bring it down to that.
All right, cool.
So that brings me down to.
Yep. Just mark off your luck.
Yep.
And so I'm going to say you managed to slide it down like through the steering wheel, and then you kind of twisted it once it was in there and kind of wedged part of it against the steering wheel itself and against the pedal. So this thing is just gunning it, and it's fishtailing a bit, but you're maybe coming up 40. You're watching it climb 45 as those big iron plates are getting closer and closer.
Then Richard would reach over, grab Gertrude, and grab the door handle and try to be about 20 yards from the gate when he opens up the door and tries to roll out again and roll up next to the wall.
Okay.
Or somewhat close to it.
All right. So first, give me a dexterity check to dive out of the car.
This one is damn. Right. I think that's a fail. Let me get my glasses on.
Okay. All right.
Oh, by the way, Charlie.
Yeah.
You posted a video to YouTube, and it's just you staring at your computer.
Is it? Huh.
Yeah, you might want to look at it. I saw that pop up. I think.
I bet you I know what that was.
Yeah.
That was me trying to work the stupid Google Hangouts for the other group and setting up a feed.
Yeah.
And it didn't. It wasn't working. I'll have to go back and
I was just surprised because I've never seen your face. I was like, oh, so that's what he looks like.
Scary, ain't it?
Nah, you're not that bad. I've seen worse.
Let's see here. To me that you make that a success. I'm going to use luck, but man, it's going to cost me.
Okay.
Let's see.
There's a wise player once said, "Don't die with luck."
That will bring me. Yeah, that'll bring me down to 39 for that, and that just gives me a success.
Okay. Well, a success will at least lower the damage.
Yes.
Extreme success would be would you be unharmed? You'd manage to do it unharmed. You just tucked in the right way.
Would okay. Let's see here. Let's see here. That would I would have to another 20.
That's gonna be a lot. Yeah.
Another 22, but that that dropped me down too far.
Yeah, and you're heading into
this early. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Before, I'll take. I guess I'm going to take damage.
Yep. Fortunately, it's only 2 points of damage. So, you dive out, hit some soft dirt, tuck and roll, kind of goes through your head as you're tumbling into this gully by the side of the this road leading up there, that you're getting too old for this shit.
Yep.
And
he will definitely be thinking that. And part of the damage will be him partially suffocating from when he hit and rolled. He sucked down that piece of chew down his windpipe.
Sure. That stuff will kill you.
Yes.
You said the thing would be this way. So yeah, so you tumble into the ditch, and the car kind of fishtails, and it's heading for the doors. Now, let me see here. And I'm gonna need you to make a damage roll. Hang on a second. Let me get what the damage amount is on that. Yeah, cars do. If you run someone down or hit another car, you can do damage. There's damage for the attack. All right. Give me 4d10.
4d10. Okay.
Yep.
2, 4, right there. What is it? 1, 5, 15, 18.
Okay. All right. So your car, or not your car, the car. You see it's kind of fishtailing as it goes there. The door's wide enough and you were close enough when you dove out. So I'm going to say that you didn't have to. You don't have to make a luck roll to try and hit the door itself, but it slams to one side with this loud crunch, and you hear this bong of the metal as the door sort of reverberates and so forth. Let me double check what the damage that I can take. Okay, what was the total again?
18.
Okay. All right. So you notice one of the hinges on that side breaks up at the top, and that bottom corner kind of kind of bends inward as it smashes. Because this is a grindhouse movie, the car explodes. So you have the big fireball racing up the front of the doors with this big kind of flaming mushroom cloud, scorching the doors and so forth. And now it's just engulfed in flames, burning, sending up black smoke, with the whole sort of front of the door, engulfed in these flames. What it created was like a little sort of maybe 3 foot wide, triangular opening at the bottom where the door sort of twisted inward. But right now that whole area is just currently on fire.
Okay.
You don't see anyone in the immediate vicinity though, but you do hear as your ears sort of recover from that initial sound, you're hearing voices inside and the sounds of footsteps, like people are now are taking immediate action. What are you doing?
Richard would try to get up close to that adobe wall.
Mm-hmm.
And he's wanting to kind of sneak down the wall as much as he can without being seen, away from the gate.
Yeah. Yep.
And
do you want to go east? Do you want to go east or west? I mean, let's put it this way: you'd currently be on the, since you dove out the driver's side door, you would be on the the west side of the road. So
that's the way he'll be going westerly.
Okay.
And
right.
He'll be looking for a place where he thinks he may be able to get some handholds and footholds to climb up the wall.
Okay. All right. So you run up to the wall, put your back against it. Above you can hear voices at the top of the wall, as if you know, as if someone might be standing up on top of it, perhaps, or you know, somewhere up there. Say, whose car is it? I don't know. Check it out over here. Look. That's Tom's car. You know, and is he in it? Is he in it? I don't see him. I can't tell. Whole thing's on fire. And you hear a voice that you would probably recognize as Seth saying, "Calm down. We'll just wait till it burns out. If his corpse is in it, we'll get rid of it. In the meantime, you look out. Why don't you and the boys go looking around the rest of the wall? Make sure he ain't walking around here somewhere. If he's hurt, bring him in. We'll have Doc take care of him. But I need you to make a stealth check." Okay. And these guys are, you're lucky these guys aren't too bright, but they do have eyes and ears and so forth. So
yeah, so that would be an extreme success, a 4.
Okay. Yeah, no, you're right up against that wall, and you might see one of them, like his face sort of, kind of peering down. But so you kind of catch like the bottom of a jaw and a nose or something like that, but they don't like lean over and look down at you. So you're pretty sure they didn't see you or hear you. All right. So, it doesn't take you long to get to the corner. You turn and you just see this long stretch of wall. This place is not that old. Now that you're against the wall, it is kind of like it's a smooth adobe. Again, you're not sure if it's been plastered over, rock or brick or anything like that, but it's always pretty just smooth right across it, like it was plastered fairly like with a lime plaster, so it's pretty bright white at the moment. There's a few cracks in it here and there, little minor things, but you don't see anything that resembles any kind of foothold as you sort of make your way down the wall. You still hear a lot of activity inside, but with your extreme success, you're right up against that wall with your shotgun, just moving along it quietly and easily. Give me another spot hidden though. I'll give you a bonus die on this one.
Okay. Let's see here. That will be. It don't make much difference. The roll pretty much about the same. 48.
Okay. Was that a success?
The spot hidden. Yeah, that's a success.
Okay.
That's all it is a success.
That's fine. Nothing wrong with that.
No, I'm just trying to get learning the game as we're going.
No problem. So as you're looking out away from the wall, you can make out the road, and in the distance you can just make out parts of Abattoir in the distance, and you can see what look like maybe little dust trails from maybe motorcycles in the desert, one or two. You also see a couple of cars on Red Road, the road you guys were just on when you were ambushed, and they seem to be kind of moving a little bit slower around there, but they're going and stopping, looking around, and the motorcycles seem to be kind of zigzagging across the desert, making these wide sweeps. Basically, to your trained eye, it looks like they're looking for someone, probably you.
Okay. When Richard gets down, how long's that western wall?
Oh, it's pretty long. It's about 340 feet or so.
Okay. Yeah, when just before the corner, he'll go down just before the corner, say 10 feet before the corner,
Mhm.
and seeing that he really is not seeing any handholds.
Yeah.
What he'll do, or what he's thinking about doing, is he's going to take the butt of the stock of Gertrude,
Yep.
and he's going to start. And this is all desert sand, right?
Yeah, it's gravel, some sand, dirt. I mean,
Yeah,
some rock.
he'll take, and he's going to start kind of like making a shallow grave in a sense.
Okay. Yep.
About big enough for himself, and
Sure.
lay in it, and then with his free arm, with Gertrude down there tucked up under his coat to protect the barrel from getting clogged.
Uh-huh.
He's going to try to dust over his body with the gravel and sand.
Okay.
Trying to hide himself.
Camouflage. Gotcha. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, just give me another stealth check. You'll be able to do it. The stealth check will more than even if you fail, more just tell me like how long it's going to take you, that kind of thing.
Okay, well, that's a damn stealth, right?
Yep.
Ooh, I failed that puppy.
Okay, so the ground is a little harder than you would hoped, but
yep.
But maybe half an hour, and you're able to dig a kind of adequate ditch where if you're laying down on your side in it, or and you pull it over, you'd have to. Someone would see you if they came walking up here, but from the road or from any other distance, they're not going to pick you up.
Okay.
So, all right. So you're doing that. Meanwhile, we'll go to Chris. So Chris, you wake up. You have a headache. Your head's kind of pounding. You're sort of vaguely aware of a slight stinging in your arm. And let me tell you what you see here. You're looking up at a kind of a cracked, pale blue ceiling. Set into it are recessed, translucent panels with flickering fluorescent lights on the inside. As you look around, you see that the walls and floor are covered in dull white tiles. There are you look around and you see 3 examination tables. You're on one of them, and a few shelves along the north wall. The shelves appear to be stocked with surgical implements, pill bottles, and other medical paraphernalia. The room is poorly lit by these fluorescent lights that are sort of above the ceiling with this, like I said, a few of them are sort of flickering with that kind of like sound that you get. You notice the examination beds have blood and other stains on the white sheets, and you notice that each of them has these thick leather straps attached to each corner, and as you notice them on the other ones, you realize that your hands and feet are similarly restrained. The floor is similarly sort of stained and filthy. Against the southern wall, you can look around. You see 2 tall cylindrical tanks of pressurized gas. One labeled oxygen, while the other says N2O. There are several dirty face masks hanging nearby. You're almost startled to hear a voice as a man standing at the counter turns around and says, "Oh goodness, you're awake." I thought they might have given you too much. They can be a bit overzealous sometimes. I'm sorry. I'm not sure if you've met him. Do you guys meet Dr. Brenner?
No, we didn't. I don't.
Okay.
I don't believe.
So he says, I don't believe we met. I'm Dr. Brenner. I look after these people and quite a few of the people in town, to tell you the truth. How you feeling?
Not great. Not great. There's a stinging sensation and a massive headache from said drugs. By the way, you've assaulted and detained a government agent, federal government agent. I just
Oh.
figured I should
Whoa.
put that out there to begin with, just in case you were unaware.
I'm aware of that. That's we would have preferred not to, but well, Seth and the boys, they get so rambunctious this time of year, and they had they come to me, I would have suggested perhaps trying to throw you off the trail, but well, you're here now, and we'll make sure you feel at home. I'm sorry. What's your name?
Oh, I'm sorry. I am Agent Christopher Tom Baines.
Christopher. Well, Christopher, welcome to the homestead. I'm sorry that Reverend Osteen couldn't be here to see you in person. He's currently busy at the moment. Your partner, I believe it was, caused a bit of damage to our doors. I hope it's a little unfortunate, but yeah, I'm sure they'll if he survived the impact, you might be seeing him soon.
Oh, I'm sure of that. He seems to be a hardy fellow.
Well, good.
I need to ask, why the fuck am I tied down?
Oh, well, so you don't get away. I thought that would be clear.
I mean, that's one reason,
but
I could think of several others. So,
as you so astutely pointed out, you're a representative of the law, and if I was to let you go, you'd be forced to do something unsavory, like trying to arrest me or escape and get more of your friends to come here and cause trouble, and we can't have that.
well, here's the funny thing about that situation is I would only be forced to arrest you or get more agents down here if you had done something illegal.
Oh, we've done things illegal. I can assure you of that, and we intend to do more. But we do serve a higher power, so your earthly laws don't exactly apply. You understand? We have a higher calling. We're men of great faith here.
Yes.
Maybe that's not something someone from the city like yourself could understand, but we have deeply held beliefs here.
Oh, trust me, I do understand, but you also have to understand that the road to good intentions is paved with misdeeds and sin.
In fact, it's paved in blood. By the way, could you either move your mic closer or do something? 'Cause you're a little on the quiet side.
Am I? All right.
Yeah.
How about now?
That's pretty good. I had to turn up my sound, and I'm afraid that like when Charles comes back on, it's gonna be really loud. So.
Oh, I switched mics because it was the other one. I was getting a little in the way, but I can switch back if need be. If this one's
so that
quiet.
right now it's fine.
Okay.
So he says, I just wanted to wake you up for a moment to ask you a little bit about your reason for being here. According to some of the locals in town, you're looking for someone. I might be able to help you. I know so many people who come through here.
Well, yes, we were looking for someone, but now I feel like you might take priority, or this little homestead you have going on here.
Well, you never know till you ask.
Well, this is an ongoing investigation. I'm not entirely sure I can, tell you anything about it, and I feel like me asking questions would give you far more information than you would give back.
Ah, I don't know what the sound that was.
I don't either.
You all good?
That must have been the bone saw he took out. Never mind.
Oh crap!
No, not yet. No, he says, well, I personally, I think I've been quite honest with you, and thinking about it, he really has. He's been pretty upfront about his intentions here. He's not like,
I'm sure, but I'm also trying not to give him. I'm trying to, keep as many cards on my side of the table as much as I can.
I hear you. So, so he says, fortunately, you seem to be in fine shape. We'll hold you till we find your friend, and if you're very lucky, you'll get to go see her.
And who would her be?
He says, well, I can't tell you that. That is one of our little secrets, but she is why we're here.
Mm. She wouldn't happen to have anything to do with Yig, would she?
He looks genuinely surprised. He's not upset or anything, but he kind of his eyebrows go up. And he says, "Well, a learned man. I am impressed." And in fact, you are on the right track. And one way or another, you being here will serve a higher purpose. So you can be thankful for that.
Sure. Okay.
Can you give me a listen check?
Yeah. That's a lot over. I'm going to say that's a failure.
Okay.
Would have had to spend 11 luck to bring it.
Yeah. And I probably should have given you a more thorough description of Dr. Brenner. He sort of personifies the kind of old country doctor. He's wearing a white shirt that's fairly clean, except maybe for a few sweat stains under the arms. Suspenders. Yeah.
Sorry.
Right. Suspenders. Beige pants that come up way too high, and although you can't see his shoes, the clicking of them suggests that they're nice shoes as well. Over hanging on the back of the door, you see a white hat and a jacket. But he says, well, let me get you ready to go to your room, and we'll see if we can find your friend and reunite you as soon as possible.
I'd give you a thumbs up, but my hands seem to be bound.
No, as I say, it's for the best. So he takes out a glass syringe and kind of taps it a few times and comes over. He says, "Don't worry, I'm a professional." and he as you instinctively try to move your arm, you can't pull it far enough away, and he injects it, and after a moment you blur out and you're unconscious.
I was kind of hoping for an opportunity to do something, but it didn't look like that arose. So, oh well.
These guys have been doing this for a while. It's
yeah,
they're pretty good about it.
Yeah.
Not to say there won't be any chances, but
Yeah, no. I was hoping he'd leave me alone. I could try to like wiggle my way out or something.
All right. Let's see. As you're out by the wall there, Richard, you still see him kind of combing the desert. The sounds inside begin to die down. Somewhere in there, you do hear the sound of tools being used, power tools. You hear the sound of some banging metal, and you can hear voices, but nothing that's easily discernible from where you are. But the sun is getting lower in the sky now, as the day is creeping on. I will have you make a Constitution check there.
Constitution check. Okay. Ooh, that don't look good.
Yeah, I always forget that other mic is kind of a pain in the ass to use on the software side, so I don't know why I keep trying it out.
It's all right.
I am going to use some more luck.
Okay.
To bring it down to just a success.
A success.
That'll drop me to 27 luck points.
Okay. All right. So the heat is really starting to get to you because despite the fact because you're basically just kind of sitting in the sun at this point, next to this wall, just like radiating baking heat, and so, but you're hanging in there. You're sweating up a storm. You currently don't have any anything to drink, unfortunately, but you haven't been here too long yet, so, and hopefully the sun will go down low enough where the temperature will start to drop. It might even get cold out tonight.
That's all right. He has his coat, but he and so from where he's at and from his perspectives looking around, has the activity either ceased or dwindled greatly, or with them on the outside looking for him?
Well, okay, you mean the ones driving around?
Yeah.
The motorcycles are still driving around. The driving on the road has subsided, but you can see that there's some sort of truck out there pulling the ruined vehicles out of the ditch. You're kind of watching this at a distance through the heat haze, so it's kind of a little hard to see details. Yep. It's all blurry images. But it looks like they're removing the damaged vehicles, and you see them taking them off back in the direction of town, probably to that scrapyard that you saw that you went
to. Richard would slowly kind of low crawl from his position out up tight to the wall and onto the corner opposite of where the gate is.
Yeah, the back corner. Yep.
To give himself a little bit more cover, and then he'll.
And in fact, actually, right now, you realize that if you were on the opposite side of the building, you would be in shade.
Okay.
I don't know if you want that or not. I'm just that's something that you might notice as you kind of come up to the corner here and peer around, realizing how hot it is.
But Richard's going to go down and he's going to lean Gertrude up against the wall for a minute.
Yep.
And down off his boots, he's going to take his spurs off.
Okay. I didn't realize he had spurs, but okay.
Neither did I.
He's a Texas Ranger. Of course he has spurs.
It's fair.
Did they jingle? Because I might have given you a penalty die on your stealth.
They're solid spurs, almost like on an English riding.
Okay.
Type.
I got you.
But in his mind, a spur is a spur.
There. I hear a gunfighter.
And what he's going to do is he's going to take those off in the straps and in his hands. He's going to put Gertrude kind of down in his one jacket sleeve so she won't fall out.
Okay.
To try to, trying to improvise a restraint. And with the two spurs, he's going to try to use those in both his hands to dig into the adobe.
Okay.
And climb up the wall.
Okay. Sure. All right. So, so let me double check what's going on here. So you're kind of stowing your gun so that you can climb while still carrying it, right?
Yeah, but not where I can actually use it.
Right. Yeah.
Just so
it's not easy, but I got you.
It's just that he wouldn't leave Gertrude behind.
And you're going to kind of hold on to the spurs and kind of use them to try and scrape your way up the wall. I mean, the wall is only 10 feet, so it's not incredibly high. So I will give you a. Actually, I think there's a climb skill. Now that I think of it.
Yeah, there is.
Okay. So give me a climb check.
All right.
I would have given you a penalty die, but since you have the spurs, it'll cancel that out.
Alrighty, and that's a 20, which is just my climb skill.
Okay. All right. So you start sticking these things in and working your way up slowly, climbing, grinding. Occasionally, someone will slip and you'll kind of scrape on the side a bit. I'm not gonna be able to do very stealthy. So I'm gonna see if anyone hears this.
I'm hoping that the pounding on the metal.
Yeah, right. There's a lot of activity going on at the front of the compound at this point. All right, so you make it to the top of the wall, and now you're at the point where you can kind of grab the edge and sort of pull yourself up. The wall itself is maybe about 5 feet thick.
Oh, okay.
Well, maybe 4. It's big enough to walk along on the top there, and you see there's no ladder where you are, but about maybe halfway down the long 340-foot wall, you can see there's a ladder leading up. And give me a spot hidden check. As you sort of, at this point, I'm saying like kind of hanging on the edge, kind of peering up over the edge right now.
Oh, okay. That's a 49 on the roll. Spot hidden 60, so that's a success.
Okay. You see some about halfway down the long wall. You see one of these dust bellies. He's kind of walking along looking out into the distance, kind of shading his eye from the setting sun in the west. Way up toward the front, you see a couple others. There's a few of them near where the gate is, kind of looking down, and you can probably make out at least 4 or 5 of these guys working on repairing these doors. It looks like they have them. They have them pushed open enough where they've dragged the burned out duster away, and you see an older guy there with a torch kind of go. You see the flicker of acetylene light.
Okay,
but you don't see anyone looking at you at the moment, but you're just sort of like peering over the top at this time.
Richard's going to try to pull himself up onto the top lowly, kind of like taking his leg and arm to kind of pull himself up over and laying kind of prone on it,
Yep.
and then sliding himself over on the other side, and with the spurs in his hands, holding onto that edge there. And he's going to hang there for a minute or as long as he kind of can. As far as I know, not forever.
Right. Well, I was gonna say, if you hang by your hands and let yourself drop from that height, you're not gonna take any. You know, it's not that far really.
Well, what he's trying to do is he's hanging from there.
Yep.
And he's going to, in that bit of time, he's going to look around and see if anybody's noticed him yet, and looking on down to the ground and seeing what may be there underneath him.
Okay, that's that. Give me a stealth roll.
All right, that is still that a 51, so that's a failure.
Okay. You don't see anyone notice you.
Okay.
The one on the western wall is kind of, like I said, he's kind of more like looking out in the desert and back and forth, trying to see something, and he's trying to shade his eyes. So he's probably a little bit light blind at the moment, you think. There's some on the other, maybe eastern wall, but there's buildings down there and the church is there, and doesn't look like anyone has seen you.
Okay.
But at this point, you realize it's just a matter of time, because all it's going to take is someone to just turn the right way, and they're gonna see you there.
And what's the ground look like underneath them? Does there look like there's any obstructions that may cause him to twist his ankle if he lets go?
No. The ground looks very well maintained. It's like a hard packed, fine dirt or gravel, well packed down, well used.
Okay.
Just to give you an idea, you see a series of buildings in here. You can make out a little bit from where you are. There's an adobe structure that's like right near where you are. Next to that is kind of a cinder block structure, a bit longer. In the center, you see what looks like kind of an old mission style adobe church. There's definitely some other structures you can see, but you can't make out any details from where you are, especially hanging from the wall like that. But there's maybe 9-10 structures in here of varying sizes.
All right, Richard's gonna lower himself down, drop himself down, and then he's going to, once he's down, he's still holding the spurs in his hands. He's gonna look around and see if anybody happened to see him, and he's gonna be in a crouch position. And in that crouch position, his little pus gut will almost be touching his knees and real close to the ground.
Sure.
It may look like a turtle.
That's fair enough. Yeah, you don't see anyone reacting to you. There's no shouts of "there he is, get him," nothing like that. You don't see anyone reacting. So as far as you can tell, you think you might be okay at the moment.
Okay.
The house, the structure that you're next to, looks almost like a single story home. It's adobe construction. You see, there's 2 windows on the side facing you. They're about maybe 4 feet off the ground. There is kind of a low slanted terracotta roof. It kind of a nice little place. Certainly, it's apart from maybe the church. It's probably the nicest place in here. Most of the other ones are either, maybe wood frame or cinder block. The other building that you're near is a cinder block building. You don't see any windows on it. There's a pitched metal roof. And that's about all you can see from where you are at the moment.
Well, Richard will take and put his spurs in his jacket pocket, and then free up Gertrude and have Gertrude in a ready position, looking around.
Okay.
and slowly edge his way on up to look inside that window.
Okay. The window, as I said, there are two windows on this particular side, but both of them appear to be covered with heavy drapes on the inside.
Okay, so he'll see the back of the drapes. Does he hear any voices from inside?
Give me a listen check.
That is a 12.
That's pretty good.
So what's my listen? Listen. That's a 30.
That's a hard success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So you're kind of listening for a moment, and you think you might hear a voice, but it's muffled, and you're not 100% sure it's coming from in here. But yeah, as you like put your ear like right against the glass, you might hear a faint muffled voice.
Okay.
But it's definitely not like in the room where this window is at the moment.
Okay. So listening to that, not hearing much. He'll try to creep up along that wall where the windows are, out towards the on the building, out towards the center of the camp where it's facing out towards the center.
Okay.
More so. And he's going to peer around that corner to see what activity is going on.
Okay. As you kind of peer on the corner, you can see the sort of long the kind of eastern side of a building that with a door in it. There's a sort of little open area between there that has what looks like it might be an old well with a wooden cover on it. You do see someone come walking in your general direction, but they're not like looking at you as if they're coming towards you. And you see them kind of turn around the corner, kind of turn left and then go in that little door. And as it opens, you can hear the sound of other voices in there. Kind of like the voices, kind of like general chatter, like just a bunch of people talking in a room, casually, almost like you'd hear at a restaurant or something like that, or some place before a meeting, where people are kind of chatting with each other.
Okay. What was this guy dressed up as? Or
he's
look like?
He's one of the dust billies. He's wearing a the white, dirty white tank top. He's got the kind of slouchy look to him. This knot of hair on his chin that he's been he has never ever maintained or shaved. Wearing coveralls that with the front just kind of like hanging down, work boots. He goes in there and you might hear a couple of voices say, over here.
All right. As he goes in and he's shutting the door behind him, right?
Yep.
That's when you're going to see the rare occasion where Richard in his little pus gut actually starts running from the corner of that building.
Yep.
Over to another corner on that building that appears to be either in his mind a bunkhouse or a mess hall.
Okay. Yeah, let me do it. I'm gonna see if I can get a quick better view for you here. I apologize. We're not quite done with all our player maps yet.
Okay. Oh, so far I've been liking the heck out of this.
I appreciate that. It's just,
a lot of supportive resourcing that you've spent a bunch of time on.
Oh yeah, we definitely have been putting a lot of work into it. Right now, the word count is over 50,000.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a novel at this point. We know we're gonna be trimming at some point, but for now, I'd rather have too much and have to trim it than not have enough. And I'm gonna take a quick back to Chris while I'm getting this map ready for you. So Chris, you wake up again.
Mhm.
You're feeling another needle in you, and trying not to think about what agents and counter agents are going to be doing to your bloodstream and your filtering organs.
Yeah.
And you not that they seem to take health and well-being as a high priority. Let me see here. So let me tell you what you see. But you do wake up to the sound of like a clang, and that's sort of the first thing that sort of brings you to conscious awareness is this clang of metal, the slide of a bolt, and the click of a lock. And the next thing that comes to you is a smell. This is sort of this revolting miasma caused that kind of makes you almost retch as you're not sure if it's these drugs that have given you or the smell or both. But it's a kind of strong metallic stench that mingles with the smell of rotten meat, urine, feces, and kind of a wet mustiness.
Reminds me of college.
There's a little bit of outside light coming from a small little line of light at the top of a short flight of 3 concrete steps, and so your eyes kind of begin to adjust to it. You can see that it has a concrete floor covered with a slimy layer of decaying organic matter, a dark pile along the western wall that appears to be a mass of old clothing, blankets, shoes, and so on. In the southwest corner is a heavy iron grate set into the floor that appears to be some sort of drain. A plastic bucket that's filled to near overflowing with urine and feces sits behind the drain. The ceiling in this place is also it looks like a solid concrete slab. It also seems that you're probably a little bit below the ground by the way those 3 steps sort of come in, and despite the temperature outside, it's oppressive in here, and especially with the smell, but it's not nearly as hot. And when I say not nearly as hot, it's probably about 85.
Yeah. It's a nice, steamy, comfortable 85. Got
it. Yeah. So it's almost like being in a steamer with all this material.
Yummy. Really clears out your pores.
Well, you know what a crayfish feels like now.
Yeah.
So I'm not bound.
No. You have been unbound, as it were.
As far as possessions on me, just clothing.
Yep.
Okay.
Just your clothing. In fact, you've been kind of you feel like you've probably been stripped down at least once. And you quickly try to stop thinking about that.
Yeah. Oh man. So the corner full of clothing. There's shoes. Is there shoes in there?
Yeah, there's some old shoes that leather shoes that look like they're kind of mildew and covered with some of the slime. There's mold growing on and that kind of thing. Piles of clothes. Some of them look newer, but the ones in the bottom look more like they've been here for some time. Let's see, you're getting only a little bit of light in here.
Any shoes that look like they're maybe old enough to require cobbler tacks?
Require what?
Like cobbler tacks to hold them together.
Oh, old-fashioned shoes, you mean?
Yeah.
If you want to do a quick spot hidden and search the pile.
No. I got a straight 90, so no.
No,
I don't find shit.
Yeah, unfortunately, you don't see anything like that. But if, yeah, I mean, you start kind of digging through it, and then as the first shoe kind of falls apart in your hand, and then slimy, and the stink of it is just too much, and you just pull your hand back and give me a Constitution check, please.
Okay. Of course, I make that.
Okay, so you retch a bit, but you manage not to throw up.
Oh, I got a extreme success on that. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah. You you like you managed to.
Growth.
Yeah, it's nasty, but you don't throw up.
I want to go to the door.
Yep.
And see if there's any sort of weak points. Like, are the hinges on the inside? Could I reach my arm through? Like, if there's any bars, just try to see if I can find any weaknesses in the security.
As far as you can tell, the door looks like just a sheet of plate metal that's been cut to door size, and the hinges do appear to be on the outside. Like I said, there's maybe a half inch at the bottom, and you can see, it's kind of, you can see bright sunlight hitting the ground outside. Although it's probably a little more shade now that the sun is getting lower in the west. But yeah, definitely definitely bright out there. You can make out without any kind of check that there's a building directly across from you, maybe 20 feet or so, and you see another door. The door on the other side is a slightly nicer door, and you're definitely like you're just about at ground. You're like slightly above ground level, maybe by a couple inches when you're looking through this little slit. So you're down low. This place is obviously kind of set in the ground to be kind of like obviously it's by the looks of it, obviously there've been other prisoners here in the past. Before. Right. Not that's a big surprise, but there it is.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, I'll test the door a little, like give it a good shake.
Okay. It has a little bit of give to it, but you can definitely tell that there's some kind of bar, slid in front of it.
All right. I cast Shatter. No? I guess at this point, I'm just going to try to keep an eye out for Richard, and if I see him cross, in front of the place, I'll try to get his attention without quietly as I can, just be like, psst, or something.
Sorry, what is it you're trying to do?
Just keep an eye out for Richard.
Okay.
And then try to get his attention as stealthily as I can.
You're hearing a lot. You're hearing some activity out there. You're hearing kind of what he heard, which is some of the work going on. You're hearing the sound of some kind of construction or repairs or whatever. You're not sure exactly what, because you don't know too much about what Richard is up to at the moment.
Oh, do I have? They took my talisman, didn't they?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers. All right.
But occasionally you'll see feet walk, booted feet walk by as they kind of move around out there going about their their dustbilly business. All right, hang on here. I can. Oops. Where did I put that? Okay, there we are. Okay. Yeah. So right now, all you're seeing is these booted feet going by. The occasional voice is like, uh, "Cream corn again tonight. I'm sick of cream corn." Well, we'll be eating fine soon. You watch. I know, but I hate cream corn. Sucks. It gives me the shits, And they're just going on about stuff like that as they're walking past. Have you ever had the chips on cream corn? It sucks. Um, like, which kind of mingles with the smell you already have in here, and yeah, you. If you were hungry at any time, you're not hungry at the moment. And let me cut back to. Let me cut back there. I think this will. Oh, you know what? I gotta. One quick thing I gotta do before. That's one thing I forgot to do. Shit. All right, I lied. I gotta do one more quick fix here on this.
It's broke.
Huh?
It's broke.
Yeah. No, there was one thing I left on the map that I really shouldn't do. I really shouldn't do that. You see, because it would give too much away to the.
Oh shucks.
To the character of as he makes his way through the devil desert thingy, motherfucker. Sorry, guys. If anyone needs to take a quick bio break, that'd be a good time.
I need to grab a glass of water. So.
It sounds like a coffee time.
All right, good deal.
Yeah, I'll pause this recording.
So, you can feast your eyes on this.
Okay.
This is the player safe homestead map. You crashed into the gates down here.
Yeah.
You see that. You came up this side over here, around up here. You climbed over the fence. You climbed over the wall about here.
Yeah.
And right. So we'll say we left you at this corner, right here right after you saw that guy go into the door here.
Oh, okay.
Okay. As you kind of peer around the corner, you do notice that there is a door here into this structure, at least as far as you can see. You don't necessarily see any of these other doors, but that's we'll hand wave that for the moment. But yeah, so that's a much better way to kind of perceive the layout.
All right, and so I'm right over there. So
close up some of this stuff so I don't got too much crap floating around.
Let's see here. And that circle that I take is the well you're talking
That's
about.
the well, yeah.
Right. Yeah. He's Richard's gonna slowly go down to the front corner.
Okay, down to here.
No, up the other building, the other side.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, right there. And
all right.
He'll look around to see what the pedestrian traffic or
give me a stealth roll.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty. Well, that's a failure. 97.
Okay. So you get down to the corner, and as you look around, you see that there's a guy standing right in front of this door here, and he's got a rifle, maybe a shotgun. It's kind of hard to tell. You see him in an instant, hanging on over his shoulder, and as you kind of kick some gravel at the end, he sort of turns to look at you. He didn't do very well either, so I'm going to say that you kind of duck back, but you hear his footsteps heading over towards where towards you now. Not at a run, but kind of like, what was that? And he's kind of going over there.
Well, as he hears the footsteps come closer,
yep,
he's going to prepare Gertrude.
Yep.
And when he feels like the footsteps are like a foot away from that opposite corner edge,
yep,
where he is on that wall, he'll kind of step out and say, "Gertrude says, knock, knock, son of a bitch, boom, boom."
Okay. Not going to try to clock him on, okay? Alrighty. Yeah. So, give me a shotgun roll with a bonus die.
Okay. Let's see here. Alrighty. That will be shotgun is a 65, and I rolled with the bonus die.
Yeah. So you roll the tens die. Two of the tens die pick the better one.
Yep. 62.
Okay. Is that good?
That's a success.
Okay. That's all you need.
No, I'm just saying that's what
Yep. If it's a success, that's all you need.
Yeah.
All right. I believe. Let me double check the shotgun. I think it's like 46.
Close range is 46.
Yeah. Yep. So 46.
Oh, by the way, I found my D3.
D3. I haven't seen one of those.
Nice. Yeah. Those are cool. I those.
Saw them in a magazine years ago.
I love my D3. I actually have another one that's actually just a 6-sided one with 1, 2, and 3. But I like this one better.
D3 is actually something that is actually useful in Call of Cthulhu. There's a lot of 1D3 stuff, especially for like sanity
or unarmed strikes, like I had last time.
Right. Oh yeah, it's true. Yep. Normally use the D6 and do 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6.
20 points of damage.
Yeah, his head explodes, turning into setting up this cloud of fine red mist. Boom. And you now have the undivided attention of the Dustbillies.
Okay. Richard will reach down and pull or attempt to pull the weapon that this Dustbelly was carrying.
Yep.
Off of him.
Yeah. You pull it. It is an air. It looks like an air rifle.
Okay.
And you kind of see the little red, like feathers from or not feathers, but little hair from a dart.
Okay.
It's covered in blood. The door down here that you saw that guy go into bursts open, and you see a stream of Dustbillies coming out with all manner of violent inducing weapons, from rifles to axes to to just their breath, and they pour out and immediately kind of see you as you're hunkered down near the corpse of their brother. What is your dexterity?
That is interesting.
I didn't know you could have that as a rating.
Yes. 65.
Okay, this is just for.
You're actually not that much less dexterous than I am.
Initiative stuff going on. Well, he used to be 75 back in the day. He's been.
The pus gut gets in the way some.
It does. All right.
So I'm sure his con went up. So.
All right. So one of these guys. he is going to take a shot at you from across that way.
Son of a gun.
Son of, as you say, of a gun.
Of a gun.
What's his? Well, let me get his. This average old Dustbilly's firearm. Oh, okay. So, boom! The gun discharges. You get hit by little bits of cinder of cinder block that shatters as a bullet catches the wall and peppers your face with the bits of the bits of concrete.
Oh, too close.
The others are just kind of spreading out, but they're rushing up. One of them has like a club. Another one has that axe, and he's it's almost like a a long-handled hatchet almost, and he's kind of like flipping it around for the blunt end, and they're charging up. In the distance, you can hear other voices as more of the Dustbillies are beginning to sort of plow this, kind of move this way very quickly. What are you going to do?
Richard's going to run back to that back door.
Okay.
And burst through it to grab some cover. And
all right.
And if there's somebody in there, if he has a chance, he's going to do something. I don't know what. It depends on what it is. Hopefully it's Chris. Is what he's thinking.
So which one you going to? The store?
No, back. He went back down that one in the back.
Okay, all right. So you charge back down. You charge back down that way and try to go through the door. I just need to check. For this one, you got to give me a luck roll. See if it's unlocked.
Okay. Come on,
this is where luck gets it. Huh? This is where luck gets it.
Yeah. I imagine I hear the gunshots and screaming going on.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. You don't necessarily. Yeah, you definitely hear the gunshot and you hear ruckus as things are going on. You realize it could only be Richard.
I got a 1 on the roll.
Nice. Okay, so you succeed on your luck roll.
Okay.
That means the door is in fact open, and you charge inside. Are you closing the door behind you?
He will try to kick it with his foot shut.
Okay,
he goes through.
Yeah, you slam it shut. It's a heavy, heavy wooden door, stout. You see a deadbolt lock on the inside.
Oh damn! He'll throw that if he has the opportunity.
Yeah, I'll say you can as they're all sort of running up to get you. And let's see, which room did you burst into here? Okay. So this looks like a living room. There's very sparse. There's a sofa, a simple coffee table, a black and white box television on a low table, an improvised aerial. There's a you see it's currently turned on, but the sound is turned down, and you see a newscaster that you might recognize. It's Channel 28 out of Lubbock, Texas. The walls are essentially bare. You see no other adornments. You see the windows on the north wall, and with those heavy drapes that you saw from the outside.
Yep.
There's a fairly the carpet seems fairly dusty. but the place looks lived in. Other than that, there's a single door leading out. I should say a doorway. It's not a. There's no door in it. It's just an open doorway. It leads out to what looks like a hall. Meanwhile, you hear footsteps running along outside the building, and then they stop.
Richard's going to flip the couch and make a defensive position with the couch, and get behind it. And as the television is going on with the news report, he'll say, "Come on, hurry up, get to the ag report."
You flip the sofa. It's a big old heavy thing. Fortunately, it's not a sofa bed, so it's not that heavy, but heavy enough. You sort of roll it onto its front, and there's this stuff behind it, almost like it's almost like paper in a way, but it comes like pulling out with it, like it was jammed behind there. And it takes you a second as all this dust is coming up, as you sort of like kind of, you have to almost like take it off yourself because some of it was like tossed over you, and it looks to your eyes like a long, section of snake skin, like that's been shed. But this had to have been, maybe 2 feet in diameter before it was shed off whatever it was shed from. I'm gonna have you make a sanity check.
Oh, he would. He has not done well on sanity checks.
Well, he's running low in the sanity department.
Oh,
He also keeps running into things.
That's true.
He rolled an 88.
Okay.
And I don't even have enough luck to even think about trying.
Yeah,
to
unfortunately, you can't use luck for sanity anyway. So it is a moot point. But
okay,
fortunately,
I failed the shit out of that.
All right. Well, you're gonna lose 4 sanity on that one.
Damn.
But it's 5 to get a bout of madness. So you from after you say those words, about the farm report or whatever, you're now holding the skin that from a snake that shouldn't exist. You've heard of pythons in the Amazon and stuff like that being large, but nothing like this. And this is just and then you start to hear some voices outside, more subdued, but they seem to be walking like around the outside of the building.
Richard's going to be thinking, what the fuck? What kind of snake is this? I hope it ain't a rattlesnake this big. That has to be the mother of all. I got to get, do I want to stay or do I want to jump into that rat's nest?
Indeed.
And so he's tearing in between himself in his mind and actually vocalizing, maybe not quite screaming, but vocalizing it out on a normal tone, trying almost like he's talking to his alter self, waiting for an intelligent answer.
Yeah. Can you give me a listen check though?
Listen, that's a 46. What's his listen? His listen is a 30. That's a failure.
Okay. So you get the sofa, tilted up and as a sort of makeshift barrier. You realize that if they try to shoot through it, it'll give you some visual cover, but it ain't stopping a bullet. So you're hunkered down behind it still. No sign of them coming through or trying to come through, and pretty soon it gets quiet.
Damn, is there the room's lit, right?
Yeah.
How's it lit? By electricity or by gas lamps?
Nope, electricity. There's a light, a low light on the ceiling. It's a little dim in here. It's not bright light, but yeah, there's a little ceiling light. That would normally take 2 bulbs. You only see 1 in it at the moment.
Okay. He's gonna look and see if there's something that looks like it'd be good kindling, and he'll look for some matches.
Okay. Well, as I said, the room is exceptionally sparse.
Mm-hmm.
There's just basically what I described in there. You don't see anything else. No, like I said, not even an ashtray. But let me see here. Okay, there we are.
This ain't looking good, Chris.
You ain't shit.
Yeah, seriously. There's something I need to look up real quick. I apologize.
Okay.
That's fine.
That gives me time to think about how I'm going to handle my last few moments.
Last few moments. That's very defeatist.
No, it's not necessarily. I didn't say I was going to die. It's just my last few moments.
I understand.
They can zombie-ize me.
They could.
I've seen enough of those zombies in town.
There's a lot they can do. Damn it. There's just a rule I haven't used yet, so it's
okay. That's good. This is play test. We're putting you into a situation where you're using something.
Well, right.
We're doing our job.
That's right. Okay, so I'm going to say that you hear you hear kind of whimpering coming from the hall outside the living room. It sounds like.
Does it sound male or female? I was going to say human, but we're not D&D.
Yeah, it's yeah. Well, you still might have to ask that at some point. No, it sounds female.
Who's that crying down the hall? Suck it up, Buttercup.
And you see this young blonde girl. Her hair is matted and dirty, and her clothes are torn and look pretty beat up, and she kind of peers around the corner. She says, "Who are you?"
I'm the Texas Rangers. We're here to save you. Who are you?
I'm Alice. And she comes charging in and falls on the floor next to you.
Girls, get behind here. The ag port's coming on.
The what?
The agricultural report's coming on. I got to get my fall weed in.
She huddles behind you. Are there more? Anyone else here? Is it just you?
No, my partner's here. He's getting them from the other end. We got them surrounded and flanked.
They have so many. I mean, how you have an army?
The Texas Rangers are our army. Where you have one, you have us all.
She points to the window that's on the same side as the door. She says, I heard something. And she points at the window.
Richard will turn around and he'll look in that direction, and as he's doing that, and he say, "Can you operate a gun?"
You hear this deep voice saying, "In fact, I can." And you feel a needle push into your neck, and you feel a burning sensation.
He's gonna say, "Oh shit!"
Give me a Constitution check.
All right, come on, dice. What do you got here? That's an 18. So what's my con? Oh, okay. That's critical success, anyways. Not
okay,
but I will make it an extreme. I'll spend off.
Well, it won't matter that much. Okay. So I would yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you suddenly become weak and disoriented as the horse tranquilizer pumps through your system, and the room begins to sort of distort and turn turn bendy and blurry as you kind of lean back. And as you look at this girl, you see her body begin to sort of blur in the same way. And
do I see something I can take a shot at with Gertrude?
Well, what you see is the figure begins to change before your eyes. What was a young girl now looks like an older middle-aged man with the face that basically looks like a skull with skin just kind of stretched across it. He has thin lips.
Holy shit!
His eyes are sort of are kind of bulging. You see this dark hat almost seeming to grow on his head, and
a damn lich.
His clothes turn black, and you see this clerical collar kind of blossom on his neck and grow as his body changes. I will have to have you make a sanity check, seeing him transform back.
Sanity check.
I know.
Failure.
Okay.
That's a 62.
All right.
That's the death of this character.
Yeah.
The sanity, man. He hasn't made a sanity check yet. I don't think.
You're gonna take 5, and I need you to make an intelligence roll.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That puts me right over here. Intelligence roll. That's not so bad.
Well, here's the thing, though. You actually kind of want to fail this one because well,
don't tell me that now.
Too late.
Yeah, it is, because I got a 3.
Okay.
Wow.
You are completely. You have this moment of clarity as you're completely aware of what you're seeing, as this body morphs from this girl into a this disturbing older man with this a face with a smile that's stretching across it with almost too many teeth, or at least stretching a little too wide across his face. And you're not sure if it's the drugs still doing it or if it's him actually doing it. But I need you to give me a D10 roll.
Oof.
High or low doesn't necessarily matter that much.
No, but it's just D10. It doesn't sound good. I don't care what system we have.
Yeah, I know.
In this situation, how about a 5?
Okay. Let me see. Do you, I don't remember if this one's a little harder because it has to do with a significant loved one. We're gonna say that Richard was close to his dad. Maybe his dad was a Texas Ranger, wasn't he?
Yep.
Okay, so in the process of this transformation, for a moment you see this kind of terrifying visage, and now you realize that this is your dad. He looks like your dad, and you see he's got these soft eyes looking at you, kind of a little bit watery. And
drop to the ground, Dad. I'll get the weed in.
You hear his voice. It's okay, son. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. And he puts his hand on your shoulder as you sort of you sort of collapse forward into his arms and sob as he holds you. It's like, I got you. I got you.
Boy, I don't like how he's saying that.
No one does.
Nope. So, meanwhile,
back at the ranch,
Chris. Yeah, we could have called it the ranch, I guess. Meanwhile, Chris, you're listening to a lot of chaotic activity, and of course, it's not a great intellectual leap to realize that it's probably Richard, and that things are probably not going well, by the sound of the footsteps and the shouts and the gunshots and
yeah.
But it calms down for a while, and you don't know if that's good or bad. You didn't hear any screaming. There were no further gunshots. Finally, you hear the lock being jiggled with the thing, and the bolt pull back. The door opens, and you get hit by this bright light from the outside. It's hitting your night vision is sort of spoil it. So you're blinded for a moment, and you hear this kind of like and this kind of like exhalation of air as someone lands on the floor of this place, followed by a you hear this kind of slow labored wheezing. That could only be Richard.
Oh, hello, Richard. Is he awake?
Dad!
He's not awake. He's not exactly. He seems kind of like in a fugue state. He's sort of like half in, half out of consciousness, and he's talking about his dad and Dad, I'm sorry, and you see he looks pretty rough at the moment, but and being thrown onto the floor down here and rolling around a bit has not done him much good. But you're back together again.
Oh, boy. Shit.
you'll hear fart and the smell of shit as his bowels relax.
As that burrito.
Yeah.
That chili heat.
Well, unfortunately, it just mixes in with the current smell, so I really don't even notice. But beyond the noise.
Might even freshen it up a bit. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah.
I recognize that chili. But you'll never be able to eat chili again. But we'll say after a few minutes he comes around, and so you wake up in darkness. You're trying to remember if you know the vision of your father was a dream, or a vision. Maybe he came to you from the other side to help you to be there for you. You're not sure, but then of course the smell in here hits you, and you realize that this is this is not a wholesome place.
Alice, where are you, Alice?
Who the fuck is Alice?
That's the little blonde-haired girl I was saving. She was whimpering in this fancy, if you want to call anything around here fancy, this fancy house here.
Mm.
And you won't believe, I saw a snake skin that was bigger around than me.
You're right. I don't believe it. Point of order. The brother and sister we're looking for, was the sister's name Alice?
It was not.
Okay.
No.
So. Well, sounds like you have a regular Wonderland experience with Alice there, and a giant snake, or even you could call it a caterpillar.
No, it was a snake.
Mm-hmm.
The skin, it's huge. I'll tell you. Come on, let's go look. I'll show you.
All right, let's show me the way.
All right. Richard would get up and stagger towards the door and yank on it. Open this up. I better show him I'm not nuts.
What is Richard down to sanity-wise, by the way? I'm just curious.
He's down to 27.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
That's not 29. That's okay. 27's my luck.
Oh. Wow. I have never had anyone go completely insane in the game before, so this will be interesting. You get the door. You realize there's no handles on it, so you begin pushing. It has a slight bit of give to it. It's like, and you kept banging on it a few times. You have this heavy thump. The door is probably like 3/4 of an inch thick steel. It doesn't even move when you really hit it. You kind of might bruise your hand a bit. And go ahead.
Do we think if both of us were to shoulder this door, we could break it, or does it give the impression that that's not even an option?
You don't really think so.
Okay.
Well, two reasons. Number one, the door is, sounds and feels pretty darn solid and heavy.
Right.
And two, you have to go up 3 steps to get to it, and so it's kind of like there's not really any.
Okay, so it's like the room is almost designed to be difficult to get a running head start to bust through it. Got it.
Oddly enough. But just to give Richard a full view of this place, you're getting a little bit of light coming in from under the door. You can if you get right down at the bottom and look out, you can kind of make out the bottom of people's feet as they walk by, or you can make out this door across the way. There's a dark pile along the western wall, which appears to be massive old clothing, blankets, shoes, and so on. The floor is covered with a layer of decaying organic matter and slime. Southwest corner is a heavy iron grate set into the floor. Appears to be some sort of drain. and there's a plastic bucket that is filled with piss and shit that sits sitting behind it.
All right. Did they? Does Richard still have his coat and clothes?
Yeah. He doesn't have his coat. He probably has his t-shirt and maybe his pants, socks and shoes.
All right.
Actually, they probably would have taken his shoes, so he's probably just got his socks.
All right.
Same with you. Same with you, by the way, Richard.
Richard would say, "Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
I've seen this before. My grandfather told my father about this back when they had a real slick number in the Hooskow back in Austin. And what we'll do is you can holler that I'm having a heart attack. I'll take my britches off and we'll string them across the stairs. And as they come charging in, we'll trip them and then take them."
I want to hate it. I want to hate it.
With one point of interest, there's not really anything to tie anything to, like across where the door would be.
No,
Like,
we would have to hold. We would have to hold them across.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. I gotcha.
Each leg, and they'll hit the Levi Strauss Center.
Yeah. I want to hate this, but unfortunately, we're kind of strapped for ideas and supplies and whatnot. So I feel like it's going to be our best option.
And Richard to take off his boots, and he'll slide his pants off and give them to him. And you'll have Richard standing there in his glory of his puscle gut and boxer shorts with little yellow roses of Texas on his boxer shorts.
Badly stained now from
yes, there's a
uncontrolled bowel movement.
That's right. But there's the picture.
Yeah, it's a beauty. right for framing. Sure. Okay. By the way, can you give me? I should have you give me a spot hidden check while you're sort of planning all this as you're looking around. That's for you, Richard.
Okay. Now you want to roll half decent. There's a 4.
Oh, nice. All right.
That's an extreme.
Yeah. Let me see here. So you're as you're talking to him and you're kind of looking around, as you're planning, you sort of like look at what are my resources, and you start kind of, looking around, and you're sort of manic way at the moment, and you see the way the light's coming in now. It's just catching something in the pile of refuse. This little sort of glint of metal that it has.
Chris, what's that over there? You've been here a while.
It's a shit bucket.
Well, I see something over there. Richard will walk on over and he'll reach down.
Okay.
And pick it up.
As you sort of peel back a few pieces of kind of rotten cloth and so forth, you find a fragment of shirt with a deputy sheriff badge stuck to it. Badge is from Brewster County and slightly bent. Both of you give me intelligence rolls.
Extreme success.
Nice.
Okay, and that's a 19, so that will not quite be an extreme success. but I'll sell a point of luck to make it one.
Oh no. Your partner got it. You don't need to.
Okay.
Don't waste your luck on that. Yeah. So as he's kind of looking at it, and you hear him kind of whisper in the Brewster County, and it clicks in your mind that you remember reading about a mysterious disappearance of a Brewster County sheriff several years ago.
Oh, fuck.
Clearly,
I've been doing this a while.
and it also kind of, when you were sort of, flashing the fact that you were a federal agent and he didn't seem too fussed by it. Clearly, they're at least they feel like they're not very
right,
not very touchable.
I also got the feeling that us two as agents probably not the most well connected. So if we go missing, not a whole lot of people are going to be upset or try very hard to find us.
With that extreme success you had there, Richard, you've also found a human femur, and a tin of Dapper Dan pomade.
Oh, good.
Dapper
shit.
Dan.
Dapper Dan.
Definitely pick up the human femur and the pomade, and take and pin the sheriff's badge onto his Yellow Rose of Texas boxers.
Awesome.
All right. I have an addition to our deception. We can use the refuse bucket as a sort of natural oil slick on the steps.
Oh, yeah, all right. Good thinking. I knew you city slickers were used to some slimy shit.
I'm going to ignore that for now because we're in a desperate situation. But
we'll talk about this later.
Yeah, it's the conversation for another day.
Yeah.
So, gingerly and as carefully as possible, I will try to, dump that bucket on the steps. So that way, if somebody comes, barging in.
This is not a sturdy bucket. It's there's no handle on it. It's like a flexible plastic. You kind of pick it up near the rim, and it's kind of sloshing back and forth like like when you're trying to carry that cup of coffee. It's like right up near the edge. You're like,
yeah, you feel a little too high, and
give me dexterity.
Yeah. Here's a perfect instance where I wish I had a second camera, so that way if I make this roll, I can prove it.
I know.
Why wouldn't we believe you?
I'll believe you.
So I just failed it.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if I want to spend my luck to succeed.
Worst is going to happen is you're going to get some stuff on your hands.
Yeah. No, we won't waste the luck on this.
Huh? Yeah.
Actually, no. I'm going to spend the 3 luck because for all I know, later on we're going to have to hide, and because my hands are covered in shit, they're going to be able to find us. So I'm going to spend the 3 luck.
So it really starts to go, and you manage to just catch it before it falls over. There's like part of a turd just sort of hanging over the edge, like. You finally bring it over there, and you pour this stew onto the steps, and I'm gonna need you to give me a Constitution check to see if you throw up.
All right, I have been in here a while, but
you have. That's why you only need a regular success.
Well, I succeeded. I got a hard success. That's what it is.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So, you're not sure if it's good or not, but you're starting to get used to it.
Yeah.
Starting to like it.
Well,
I wouldn't go that far.
So you kind of gaggle a bit as you and you fill it on there, and it splashes across, and you kind of just kind of
God,
toss.
I really hope this plan works. Otherwise, we're doing a lot of nasty stuff for no reason. That's in character, by the way. That was me.
Yeah.
That was.
That's fine. See,
It's gonna work. My grandfather never lied to me.
So you're kind of.
You didn't hear from your grandfather. You heard it from your father, who was told by your grandfather.
Same thing. He wouldn't lie to my dad. He won't lie to me.
Okay.
He's a Texas Ranger.
Okay.
Did you? Okay. All right. So you. Yeah, you get it spilled and like so the kind of toss it. By the way, when you were over at the near the drain itself is maybe about it's like one of those big heavy cast iron sort of square things set into a this floor is concrete, but there's like these paving stones kind of set around the edge of it, and it's kind of set in there, and it's about maybe like 18 inches across to maybe 2 feet. And you can kind of hear a little bit of trickle and drip of water down below.
All right. Well, that's probably Plan B.
So, yeah. So you've managed to not retch, and the stairs are covered in the worst thing imaginable.
All right. So we set up across the doorway with Richard's pants as a trip line.
Yeah,
and
those aren't much better because a lot of it ran down his legs. Yeah, I'll see you can find a little clean spot on part of it.
Did it run down both legs or just one?
I'll see you can get a clean enough spot.
Okay.
Richard will have to hold a dirty end.
Well, that's all right. Richard don't care.
It's his own brand. He don't care.
You made your bed. You lie in it. All right. So yeah, so you get a hold of it, and yeah.
And then I start just yelling, be like, "Somebody help! Help! I think he's having a stroke or a heart attack or something. We need Dr. Brenner. We need your help. Something's happening."
Give me a luck roll.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna see if somebody will even walk by in here. Oh, that's a failure.
Okay. Yeah, you yell for a couple of minutes. No one comes yet.
So option 2 is we pull up that grate and make our way through the sewer system.
Damn, we can see what our worth is to these idiots. They wouldn't even come to when a good-looking fellow like me, a Texas Ranger's having a heart attack.
As he holds his hands out to a good-looking fellow like me, he's in his T-shirt, which is completely stained now.
Yeah.
Floor, his shitty boxer shorts with a little bent, sheriff's badge into it. He's seen better days.
Yeah, I would have thought that the fact that they spent all this effort to take us alive would have meant something, but apparently not. So
well, let's see if we can lift that thing.
We also don't hear anyone outside at the moment, so you're not sure. Maybe it's possible they didn't even hear, depending on where they are.
Yeah.
But think the worst of them. That's fine.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think we're going to think the worst of them. Yeah, I don't feel bad about that at all. I feel pretty justified in that assumption. So we'll go to the grate and see if we can heave-ho that grate up.
Okay, so you get over there, and again, there's a lot of slime. There's a lot of crud that's sort of filled in the seam. It's heavily rusted, but it's too thick for the rust to mean anything as far as breaking it goes. Because this thing is about 3 inches thick. and he, you know, it's sort of the mass and weight of like a manhole cover kind of thing, you know. So it's that kind of great. But if you both want to see if you can yank it, you're welcome to try.
We can. So how big is the grating? Like how big are the openings?
Each opening is like 2 inches square.
So would we, to give us a little bit better leverage / easier to lift, use the pants, loop them through? Like
you could, if the pants hold. I mean, they're they're ultimately just cloth, but you know.
What are these, Dickies? Are these good?
No, they're Levi's.
Oh, well, yeah, we'll just use our hands.
They're jeans. So.
We'll feed them on through, put them over our shoulders, and go, mule, go, what Richard to say.
Well, okay. Well, the problem is that they're still jeans, which means they only have like maybe 3 feet if we were to do it that way.
Well, we just got to buckle down and go.
Okay. Well, let's try that then. If you're willing to sacrifice your jeans, we'll try to use that. Just so that way we don't have to like deadlift. We can just kind of lift, you know.
We'll try it.
Give ourselves a mechanical advantage. So
very cool. So what is your character's strength, Chris?
60.
Okay, let me see what Richard's is here. His character a minute ago.
Richard's is a 50.
Okay. All right. It's I'll give you guys a little bit extra because you're using the pants as kind of a to give you sort of a mechanical advantage, let's say. So I need one of you guys to make you need to make a hard strength check.
Okay.
Obviously, Chris would have the best chance of that.
Well,
So.
I was going to say, let the young buck do it.
Yeah. Well, you're both doing it, but one he has to roll. So
no, I'm talking about the roll since he came up with the idea.
Yeah,
fair enough.
All right, come on, big bucks, no whammies. Shit. I mean, I get an 89.
Oh,
so that's a lot of luck points in order to make that work.
Yeah, I mean, you guys try it for maybe 15 minutes, and your muscles are just screaming, and you decide to take a break. I'll say you can probably try again in a while, but right now you're spent.
Hey, young buck, you know what we can try instead of my jeans?
What?
This femur. Take and use it like a lever.
How about we could do that? Yeah. Do you think it would work even more so with both? Like one of us gets the jeans, the other gets the femur?
We can try it. There's always, Grandpappy always told me there's always a better solution and more harmonious solution when you take it slow and easy and you work together as a solid team.
You know what we can do is in Call of Cthulhu there's a thing called you can push a roll, and basically means you get to re-roll. If you push a roll though, what happens is if you succeed, great, you've succeeded, yay. But if you fail on a push roll, then there's a consequence of some kind.
Right.
And depending on how badly you roll, the consequence can be might be good, might be or it's not going to be good, but it might be less bad or it can be more bad depending on what it is. Like obviously, if you were trying to jump across a ravine and get the other side, and you push the roll, it's going to be bad. In this case, there's a few things that could happen, but if you want to push the roll and try it again. And I have to double check, but I don't think you can use luck on a push roll.
I believe you're correct. If I remember from the one time I watched an actual play.
Yeah, That's when I sometimes forget, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. I know you wish I had forgotten this time, but I didn't.
No.
I forget rules once in a while, especially in the heat of the moment, But as long as it's fun and cinematic, that's the important thing. But in this case, yeah, you can push it. You get a reroll, and if you fail something unfortunate can happen.
Oh, I don't even, now that I think about it, I don't even think my luck would have made a difference because you were looking for a hard success. So I rolled way too high. So
yeah. Well, what's your strength is 60?
Yeah, a hard success would have been a 30.
You need a 30. Yeah, you need a 30 or better.
Yeah, and I rolled like 80 something.
Yeah,
my luck's only 47. So
there was no way you were going to get that.
But you know what? Yeah, I'm willing to try to push it.
Okay, I'm gonna say you're probably gonna take a minor injury if that happens. Like something's gonna slip and break, and you'll go flying and that.
Yeah.
So that's probably what'll happen.
Come on.
All right.
Do good.
Big money, no whammies.
Yes.
All right.
21. Nailed it.
All right. So, Richard gets his femur in there, and you have his pants, and you lean back. You can feel the seam kind of giving a little bit, and finally the thing just moves a bit and begins to slide up. And quickly you kind of step back and you slide it across the sliding floor, and you get it out, and you finally move it into place.
I think I popped a nut pulling that damn thing. Okay.
I don't know, but I think my nuts are down around my knees right now.
That's just old age, though.
Oh, now, young buck.
That's uncalled for.
Just hung well.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here. Well, hopefully get the hell out of here.
All right, let me see here. Oh, nice. So as you look down here, the thing is it's still pretty narrow. Like it's a small pipe going down. It goes down about 10 feet or so, and you can you can't make out anything down there because it's just too dark and you don't have quite enough light in. But you can just make out about the rough depth, let's say. Your size, as it turns out, is 50, which is the maximum size to go down there.
Great.
Unfortunately, Richard
can't.
Yeah. His size is 85.
Big boy.
Short of dismemberment, there's no way you're getting him down there. But
we could if we start now with that star, we might be able to get off a leg by tomorrow.
Stop. Cut.
Here, Chris, take this femur, use it as a weapon, a club. Work your way around and unlock the door. But watch that shit on the steps.
That would be funny.
I will
slip on your own.
Try to remember that, because that would be unfortunate.
Hit your head on the way down. They close the door behind you. That was fun.
Yeah.
Do it again. All right. Yeah. So, it's. It looks like it's, you can squeeze down. I know your character doesn't. I don't think it's claustrophobic, so. Not yet. Anyway.
Yeah, not yet.
Maybe after this, but at the moment you're not.
While he's down climbing through there, what Richard will do is take the deteriorating cloth and clothes and like that, and move it and to try to hide the grate cover and the opening.
Okay. Yeah.
From view.
Well, sure. Oh, you moving some of that material?
Yeah.
Okay.
The pile, because we had such a hard time moving the grate. Richard knows he's not going to be able to do it on his own. So the next thing is the camouflage.
Give me a D12 roll.
Right. a 6.
Okay. So as you're moving it, you find a little sort of leather book falls out of one of the pockets of one of these pieces of clothing.
All right, Richard will pick the book up and he'll kind of try to use the light that's coming in underneath the door to get some kind of idea what's the title on the cover.
You don't see any title as you sort of like flip open the pages, though. It looks like it might be like a journal or a diary.
Okay. And Richard say, okay, well, let's see here. And he'll put it on his back between his boxer shorts and his back, using the strap of his boxer shorts to hold it up and hide it.
Okay. All right.
Get a better light, he'll read it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So are you going to head down, Chris, or?
Yeah. I'm gonna head down there and try to make my way to an exit.
And did you take him up on his offer of the femur?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I need something.
Now, here's the big
I'm pretty good at my unarmed strikes, but I'm pretty sure the femur does a little bit more damage.
Probably. So the $64 question is, are you going in head first or feet first?
I gotta crawl.
Well, through the opening, yeah. It's only 2 feet wide.
Oh, to get down.
Yeah.
Well, so in the actual like sewer, I guess we'll call it. Is there enough room to stand or no? Or do I not know?
You can't tell. You just can barely make out that it's about 10 feet down or so, give or take.
Then I guess we'll go with feet first.
Okay. So you kind of use your hands to like lower yourself down, hanging on the top, and by pushing, by sort of, pushing your shoulders out a bit and moving your arms, you can kind of control your descent. It's slimy in here. The smell is not improving.
But I thought it would.
But you kind of you kind of slowly manage to lower yourself down until your feet splash, and you end up sort of maybe in 2 feet of liquid. As it turns out, the smell down here is slightly worse due to the claustrophobia. The square drains down here are brick, and they are 3 feet across. But again, about 1 to 2 feet is filled with liquid that's kind of a mixture of some of the stuff from up there, urine, feces, chunks, unidentifiable chunks.
Don't drink the water, Chris.
And,
was not on my list of things to do at all.
So
Like,
once you're down there, you can kind of because especially because you're only size 50, you can kind of shift around a bit, and you can. How do you wish to move through this? Like, do you want to be, crawl through on your hands and knees and keep your head above the liquid, or how do you wish to move through this?
I think we're going to Shawshank this and just go hands and knees, head above the liquid.
Yep. All right. So you put yeah. It's funny because we were just talking about Shawshank Redemption.
Foreshadowing much?
I know. I didn't think of it at the time, but it actually was. So you're keeping your head above it, but the smell, and it's kind of like washing up under your chin and under your face. So I need you to make me a Constitution check.
And I failed.
Did you this time?
Yeah, I failed.
Okay.
It was like
so
this will be the time I fail. I made all the other ones.
Right. So you make a heavy retching sound, and you vomit into the liquid. And some of it kind of splashes onto your face. I need you to make a sanity check.
Ugh.
As just this whole experience is stretching your sanity to the limits.
I succeed. I got a 10.
Okay. You take no sanity loss at the moment. Now, from where you are, there's literally only one direction to go. And you begin sort of crawling. And you crawl about 30 feet, after which you need to make another constitution check.
Another failure.
Okay.
Oh no, that's a extreme success. I'm sorry, I read the dice backwards.
Backwards. Okay. Yeah. So you managed not to throw up, and you're clean. You're hanging on to your sanity as you do this. As you look up, you see that there's another small a shaft just like the one you came down going up, and but the pipe also continues on.
I think I want to get out of this as soon as I can, so I'm going to go up.
Okay. All right. So I need you to give me a climb check, because getting down was easy because you're just kind of slowing your descent, but kind of climbing up a slimy. This one's a little bit drier than the one you came out of. So there's that.
That is a unmitigated failure.
Okay. So you're trying desperately to pull yourself up, and every time you get a little bit up, and you kind of slide back down, and you're at least standing up for the moment. You're kind of standing up in this sort of narrow tube, looking up. See, I'm trying to imagine how tall you are. You're pretty small, so you might only be like. Actually, you're 5'10".
As I say, there's measurements on here somewhere.
Yeah. So you're kind of tall and thin. So at 5 feet 10, so the you can see the grate about 5 feet above you. As you lift up your arms, you can, which is another couple of feet or so. You can't quite reach it. If you can get yourself just a little bit further, you might be able to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to think if I should push my luck.
What's the worst that can happen?
There's a lot that could happen.
Yeah. My guess is that if you failed, you would fall back and your feet would slide on the bottom, and you'd like fall and submerge your head under this liquid, and I think you'd automatically fail your con.
Yeah, I would imagine.
You're nicer than I would be. I'd say, you sprain your ankle or you break your leg.
It's not a deep fall.
You know what? I'm gonna try to push it.
Okay.
What's my climb again? Oh, it's only 20.
It's only 20.
Well, I got an 18, so that's success.
All right, so you managed to, kind of hop a little bit. You catch yourself with your arms, you're straining, and you slowly push up until you can reach, and you just get your fingers to the grate, and now you're hanging on to that.
Shit, I didn't think past this part. Oh man. I guess I'd try to push the grate up.
Well, the good news is that this grate is not of the same caliber as the one from the cell.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, it's still heavy.
Oh yeah.
It's still, but the other one was obviously intended to be more less movable.
Right.
This one looks like it might even be a little bit, maybe put in a little bit later. But you kind of push yourself up in there. You're still so you're holding on to it. You're wedged in there. Your best bet is to try and get your feet against some of the bricks and try and push up. And for that we'll make that a strength check.
Strength, don't fail me now.
Yeah.
All right, I failed, but I really don't want to push my luck again. So I'm going to spend.
Because then you would go all the way down. You would submerge your ankle.
Yeah. So,
so
it's going to be a lot of luck. It's going to be 20 luck.
Okay.
But that'll turn it into a success. So
you should do that. You can do so. All right. So you as your foot starts to slide, it catches on a piece of brick that was just had broken a while back and maybe sticking out a little bit. So it's just enough foothold to push your back against it and lift the grate and push it up enough, and it slides aside on this concrete floor. You pull yourself up into this dark room. The air up here is there's a little, there's the smell that's on you, but you can tell kind of the air around you is not nearly as rank as it was as it was before. There's I won't even describe any smells in here because you wouldn't be able to smell them over the other smells you have.
Yeah.
You see a kind of a similar type of structure. It's made of cinder block with a concrete roof, like the place you came out of. You see 3 cinder block steps going up to a door. Let's see. The difference is that this place is relatively clean by comparison. There are dozens of cardboard boxes in here stacked against one wall, and 2 50-gallon steel drums against the right. Along the back wall, you see a rack of tools that include shovels, picks, and rakes.
The barrels are all sealed as well as the crates.
Yeah.
I really don't want to spend too much time trying to figure out the hell's in this room. There's a doorway.
Yeah. There's a door. This one actually has like a handle and a latch on the inside, kind of like an old-fashioned, latch. The door itself is also not as heavily, it's not like a heavy metal door like on the other one. It's a wooden door, stout, but made of wood.
You said there's pickaxes?
Yeah, as you kind of look at the rack on the back wall, there are 10 shovels, 8 picks, and 12 rakes.
All right, I'm going to put the femur down and grab 2 pickaxes.
Nice. All right. Dual-wielding pickaxes.
Oh, my plan is to rescue Richard and hand one off to him.
Sure.
That's the plan.
Okay.
We'll see if we get there, but
a fine plan.
Yeah, plans are great until they are tried to be executed.
Give me an intelligence roll.
Okay. Ugh. Nope.
Okay.
I failed.
All right. So I will tell you that looking at the boxes, they are marked, or some of them are marked. The cardboard boxes are marked. It looks like they contained canned fruits and vegetables. And the barrels are actually marked too. One is marked. It is like a label pasted on it assuming the labels are accurate. One says it contains vegetable oil. The other molasses. So it looks like some kind of. It looks like you came up in some kind of storage, storage room or something. Storage.
Right. All right. So I'm gonna grab those pickaxes and then make my way to the door and try to peek out and just see what the coast looks like.
I'll say you can peek out like underneath, same as the the door to the cell.
Mm-hmm.
So you get down and you're looking out onto the vast sort of the sort of main compound, the big open area, which if you look at I still have the map up of the compound. So just you are here.
Okay.
This is the door you're at right here.
Okay.
You basically came like that would have been the tunnel you traversed roughly.
Okay. Yeah. So seeing that the coast is clear, I'm gonna try to quietly open the door.
Right now the coast is not clear.
Oh, it's not. Oh, sorry.
No. But you see there's still quite a few dust billies by the gate over here. You see a car parked out in front of this building here. Maybe from where you are, you can make out that there are garage doors on this one, 3 of them, and one of them is open. And you can see a car parked, just out in front of it, and you see the hood is open, and you see a couple of guys tinkering with inside it, making repairs or checking something. Who knows? I'll say, let me see, line of sight. I'll say from where you are, you can probably make out the statue, which I will describe. As you kind of glance off to the right, you can see a statue in the right in the middle of the compound around the corner of the church. So you can just make it out. It looks like a statue of a woman. It is life-sized and stands atop a 3-foot-high stone plinth, making the entire thing almost as tall as the outer wall. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like she's wearing some kind of. Actually, no, she's not actually. Yeah, so it's from a distance anyway. It looks like just the statue of a woman. Her hands are. What did I say here? Hang on a second. Yeah, straightforward enough. It's a woman dressed in a robe with her hands held out toward the church, which is straight north in this case, as if in blessing. The statue appears to be of just some kind of unremarkable stone, but again, at this distance, just kind of peeking under the door, it's kind of hard to tell.
Got it. All right.
Oh, Scheiße. And a Waffe.
And twice on Sundays.
Oh boy. Now I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. It doesn't appear as like anybody's approaching this building, and no one's really kind of giving their attention in this direction, right?
No. You see people walking around. Like you occasionally see someone walk from this garage area across, out of sight as they cross the compound. You see some of these guys over here. Some of them walk over to the building over here. Some walk over this way. So they're basically sort of going about their business. It looks like they're still doing repair work on the main gates. You see this building over here. There's a door here, and you see a man go over there, take out some keys, unlock it, go inside. And
is there a sign on that building?
No,
There's not.
I'll describe it to you though. Yeah, well, everyone knows what the buildings are around here, you know. It's a windowless building. Appears to be made of adobe bricks with a heavy layer of white lime plaster. It's cracking in places. It has a low-pitched roof of corrugated metal. It's a little pitted with rust. A few areas of flaking paint suggest that it was once yellow. It has a single steel door in the front with a traditional knob and a sturdy-looking hasp and padlock below it.
Okay.
A minute later, you see someone. You see the same man come out, and he's carrying something that he puts on the ground. He locks the door behind him, and then picks it up. And what it looks like is like a large plate of some kind. It looks like it might be maybe aluminum or something like that. You're not really sure, but you see, it looks like there's meat on it that's kind of steaming, and he's walking in your direction, but not at you. It looks like he's going to go past the building. It looks like he's kind of walking that way.
Okay.
We're gonna do a quick cut to Richard. So your friend went down the sewer, and you heard him moving away. You heard him retch once and go "Gah, gah," and make these kind of weird, kind of creeped out noises that are to be expected. you don't fault him for it necessarily.
Well, Richard will be sitting there. Down there, and what he'll away from the hole and everything, but by that little window or space that Chris was able to look out earlier.
Well, it's just a little like half-inch space under the door.
Yeah, that's fine. And he'll be singing as loud as he can, deep in the heart of Texas.
The stars at night are big and bright, bang, 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 deep in the. Just like John Belushi,
something like that. And I think he with his touch of insanity. I think he got more than a touch, but he's recalling songs that used to give him courage and some clarity, and he's also trying to hope that it cover whatever sounds of gagging, hacking, and splashing.
Right. No, that's fair. All right, cool. So, yeah, so you're sitting on the shitty stairs, just to be clear.
Right on the bottom one.
Okay, nice.
He's already got the brown track on the back of the Yellow Rose of Texas Boxers, anyways.
Yeah, I guess at this point, yeah. So, you go on. You run through the song for a number of times, still going. You get a little hoarse, but you're determined to keep going. Finally, you hear footsteps outside, and you hear you hear bang and say, "Get away from the door."
Is that you, mother?
I say, "Get away from the door."
Is that you, mother? I've been to school. This is Saturday.
Damn it. He says, you two, get over here.
Let me sleep. It's Saturday. I don't have to be up till 5:30 to do chores. Pop told me that last night.
You hear the latch being undone and the bolt sliding back. And as the door opens a crack and you get hit with the light, you see this long prod come through and kind of jab at you.
Damn, Mom, you don't need to use the hot shot for the cattle prod. I'll get up.
Are you going to dodge that?
Yes.
Okay, give me a dodge roll. All right, so you get a regular success. That means you need You need at least a regular success to avoid being hit with the cattle prod.
Well, that's a 29, and I think
That's probably good. Isn't it?
I think that does it. Dodge
Actually,
32.
Okay, yeah. So you move just in time as the prod kind of like hits the stepping, sends up a little shower of sparks, and says, and then you hear this kind of like clank on the floor, and the door slams shut.
Mom, let me out! I promise I'll do my chores.
They finish locking it, and as you kind of glance down, you see this like foot or so round aluminum plate with piled with meat, which some of it's now when it's kind of thrown on the floor, some of it kind of fell off onto the floor, but there's still plenty on it. It's steaming, has a strong, like, pungent, kind of like a barbecue, not sweet barbecue, but like it's been barbecued over a grill kind of smell. And
Richard will flip it on and off, and what he'll do is he'll take that aluminum plate.
Yep.
And on the edge of the stairs.
Yep.
He's going to try to cut it down about half of the plate.
Okay.
In as much in center as possible. Rub it a few times there to make a scoring mark. And then what he'll do is he'll work the plate, since it's aluminum, he'll work the plate back and forth until it breaks in half.
Okay.
And then he'll start on the stones, sharpening the edges of the half of the plate.
It's not super thick. It's more like a pie plate kind of thing. So it you can actually kind of bend it with your hands almost, but that's basically what it's like an aluminum pie plate.
Okay.
But you can bend it and make some kind of
he'll
a crude shiv if you wish.
Yeah, he'll go ahead and what he'll do is he'll still break it in half, but he'll start folding it into that each half into a triangle. And as much as possible, and he'll try to sharpen the thicker edges.
Gotcha. Yep.
That way he'll have two pointy little things, maybe the jab with if he needs them.
Okay, no problem. So, you start with your craft project. Keep your mind occupied. What's left of it.
Yeah, and he'll switch up the song from "Deep in the Heart of Texas" to Galveston.
Okay. I would say that Chris, you kind of heard all this, both coming from the sewer grate and also from the from outside, as you kind of heard all of this, and then you see the guy that brought the plate over there kind of come back. It's like, oh, I can't wait till tonight. Good to be rid of them. I know they're more trouble than they're worth. Well, you heard Osteen. They gotta be sacrificed proper. Sure, I know.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try to come out that door as stealthily as I can and make my way to the door where Richard is.
Okay, so you're kind of gonna which looking at the map.
Yeah.
Are you gonna go around the shorter distance this way, like around this side, or around the blind side this way?
Well, it's tough to say because the blind side technically would give me like more cover.
A little bit.
But then I'd have to take. No, we'll go to the blind side.
Okay. All right. This one's gonna be tricky because there's a bunch of guys over here. There's people moving around.
Yeah.
I was tempted to give you a penalty die, but keep considering there are people walking around too, and there's a lot of physical activity. As long as you're not like making yourself stand out too much.
Right.
Yeah, I'll say they cancel out. So we'll just a regular stealth roll. And I'll have them do a sort of go ahead in here.
Well, I'll spend 2 luck and make it a normal success.
Okay, cool. All right. The people you can see they look preoccupied.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that brought the food went back into this room over here. These guys over here are you know, they're making sure the door is ready. It looks like they're just about finished up. And you cut around the side and duck around the back here at this corner. I will have you give me a luck roll because there's people walking all over this place.
And I failed the luck roll.
Okay. So you hear footsteps coming down the side this way.
Mm-hmm.
You're right here at this corner. Right now, you can't be seen by anyone in the courtyard, but there's someone walking down this way, and they're about to be able to see you.
Okay. I'm going to run to that nearest corner to them.
This one?
Nope, the other side.
Okay.
And I'm going to just stack up on that corner and be prepared. If they turn and look at me, they're getting a pickaxe to the face. But if they walk right on by and don't look,
all right.
That's my game plan.
Okay. I'm going to give them a straight up spot hidden. Dust Billy. Okay. So he's kind of walking with this slouch, and you see kind of glance over at you and then looks away, and his head snaps back with this comical wide-eyed, wide-eyed look, like just like
yeah, and pickaxe.
Okay, make an attack.
What are the stats on a pickaxe?
I'll have to look that up.
Hard and sharp.
Yeah. Hang on. That's a new one. I'm sure there's probably something. This is Call of Cthulhu after all.
Putting you through your paces.
Oh, that's fine. Perfectly acceptable.
Doing our job. Somehow, Chris and Robert switched.
I'm gonna include it as a large club, like because that includes like baseball bat, cricket bat, poker, stuff like that. I'll say a large club. This will do some piercing damage though, but anyway, yeah. So
all right, so just a normal fighting roll.
Yep, just a brawl.
All right.
Brawl.
Nailed it.
Okay.
38 regular success.
Okay. Actually, let me check see if there's any other weapons that might come into play. No, I guess. Yeah, no, I mean that's really the best you can get as far as closest. So, but I'm gonna up it to a D10 rather than a D8 because of the big pokey end.
Okay.
So it'd be D10 plus your damage bonus, if any.
Which I have none, so it's straight D10. 8.
All right. So you come swinging across, and with this comical look, and it goes right into the side of his head. Chuck, and he goes. He kind of just stands there, quivering with the pickaxe in his head, and blood starts coming out of his mouth. What do you do?
There was another guy, right?
No.
Oh, it was just one guy?
Yeah.
All right, holding onto the pickaxe, I pull him out of sight, behind the corner.
Yeah, so just like one of those old timey crooks on stage.
Yeah.
Sight.
And
his eyes are rolled up white in his head, and his body's still kind of trembling with as his nervous system is shutting down.
Okay.
He shits himself.
Shit. Should have just had him strip first. I search his pockets real quick for.
I'll tell you what. Give me a luck roll.
Okay. My luck's pretty bad right now, so.
No, it's better than no luck.
Yeah, well, I failed. So.
Yeah, he shit himself a little bit. Maybe his underwear caught it. You don't know.
He's on commando.
I search his pockets real quick. Just search him, see if he has any weapons on him or any keys.
He does not.
Okay.
He has some teeth in his pocket. Human teeth.
Nope, not going to take those.
Okay.
All right, I will stick his head from the pickaxe and then go to the door and try to let Richard out.
Okay. So yes, you kind of, as he's on the ground, you put your foot against his head. There's a little fountain of blood pumps out. All right, you peek your head up, go around the side, and you get over there. What you see is like a sturdy hasp with a big, heavy padlock.
Of course, it's a fucking padlock.
And that's basically holding this like it's like a thick metal bar that just kind of like a pipe almost that kind of slides once the hasp is undone.
And the padlock is actually locked, correct? It's not just like dangling there.
Oh yeah, no, it's locked in place. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I kind of like do that weird movie yell whisper thing. They're like, Richard,
yeah.
Richard, it's me, Chris.
Yeah, you hear him, Richard. You hear kind of
Chris,
a weird scraping sound coming from inside, like.
Chris, who?
Your partner, Chris Baines. Middle name Tom. Agent.
Oh.
That's an unsettling sound.
Okay. I need to break this lock. Give me a second.
He's real happy to see you. Anyway.
Yeah, and then I'll take the pickaxe to the padlock, see if I can bust it open.
Okay, so are you gonna like just take a big heavy overhand swing at it, or?
Yeah.
Try to pry it.
Well, which do I feel would work better?
Well, swinging it's going to be an attack roll.
Right.
Roll. Prying it will be a strength. But you'll need a hard success.
So I need a hard on strength or a regular on attack, right?
Well, yeah, you could do enough damage, but chances are you probably would, unless you're all really shitty on your...
on the damage.
Yeah, but of course the attack one's also going to be a little bit louder.
Fair.
So there's a kind of trade-off. But
I will try prying it first. If that doesn't work, then I'll probably just swap over to attacking it.
Okay, so you kind of wiggle the tip in there, and you try to pry it. All right. So give me I need a hard strength success or a hard strength check.
Well, I failed.
Okay.
And now, should I spend the luck? It's a lot of luck. I would have to spend no.
Or you can push it.
Well, okay. I have a regular success, but not the hard success that I needed.
Right.
I could push it and risk it.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can spend 14 luck and succeed. But that would leave me with like 11 left.
Yeah, and where you're sneaking around in this place right now, you need a lot of luck to not get caught at the moment.
Yeah.
You almost got caught.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to push it.
Okay.
I don't wanna, but oh, come on now. Motherfucker.
No.
Nope. I got just a regular success, but not the hard that I needed.
Okay, so you take this big swing at it, and some of the shit and slime is still on your hands, and it slides a little bit, and it hits the metal plate of the door itself, making this loud clang right against it, like you rang a dinner bell, just bong.
Shit.
You feel a shock kind of go through your fingers, and you're not sure if the shock kind of meets the shock in your own ears. You're like, fuck the sound, but. Yeah, you just made a huge noise.
All right, switching tactics. You
gotta act quick.
Yeah, swinging to break this damn lock as much as I can.
Okay, you gonna try again?
Yeah. Well, instead of trying to pry it like I was, I'm just gonna attack it now. Try to break it.
Make another swing.
I've already made the noise, so it's like, well, I made that.
Okay.
Yeah, 29, so I
right.
got a hard success on that one.
Okay, roll your damage.
6 damage.
Okay, so you come down heavy on the lock this time, and crack! It just the lock snaps and goes to the ground.
Right.
You hear voices.
Yeah, slide it open.
Hey. Okay. You see up. You look down. You see Richard squinting up at you. He's sitting there in his underwear on the bottom step. Scraping that piece of metal on the stair.
I hold out the second pickaxe and I'm like, "Come with me if you want to live."
Damn, Christine! What you do? Get your daddy's pickup for the prom? Let's go!
If only there were a chopper to get to. Although that could be one of the Dust Bellies' names. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right. So
get to the chopper. I'm right here.
You see down this way. You see a bunch of Dust Bellies coming around the corner. A couple of ones who are working on the car. They turn and look, and they come. One of them grabs a tire iron. The other one has a mallet or a hammer, and they're all running up in this direction. Sons of bitches, get them!
All right, I guess now we have to decide on.
Angry mob coming.
Yeah, where do we want to go? I say book it. Like I just turned to Richard. I was like, "How the hell did you get in here? And can we get back out that way?"
I climbed the wall to get up to your bedroom window there, Christine.
Your sanity is frightening right now. So do I see any ways to get up to the top of the wall at all?
Give me a luck roll.
Okay. Wow, I succeeded. I got a 17. Holy shit!
As you're kind of glancing around, you see. I'll say you see like, your eye just catches between these two buildings. It looks like it might be a ladder over here against the wall.
Okay. I book it towards that ladder, and I'm saying it's like we need to get on top of this wall and then see where we can go from there.
Yeah, and your other men like running around the side of this building here. Get there, get them!
Yep.
Charging up this way. One of them's got at least one of them has a rifle. They're gonna take a shot at you.
Son of a bitch!
Which one of you has the lowest luck right now?
Mine's 25.
Okay.
He's his luck is actually a little lower than mine.
Okay, then they're gonna shoot at you.
All right.
All right.
You can't hit this badge. This is a Texas Ranger here.
That is a miss. You see the
Ricochets off the bench.
right. No. That'd be cool. But they were shooting you anyway. No, you see, you get splinters of concrete as a bullet catches off this concrete building here as you guys book in between these two. You get to this old rickety wooden ladder.
Hurry up, Christine! Your dad's mad. He's shooting the shotgun at us.
Now, God damn it! You really need to stop with this Christine bullshit and go up the ladder and try to.
Go first.
I'll go first.
Okay. All right. Oh, you don't need to make a climb check for this. You get up to the top of the wall. You can now see that they're all filling into this area now, coming around this corner. Get them! You get up to the top.
I think
it's a 10-foot drop to the outside.
Okay. I kind of want to try to make my way towards the garage.
Oh, along the wall?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you can do that if you want to run along the. I'm pointing to the screen like you can see it. Run along the wall here and across this way and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, it's about probably about 4 feet wide. So it's not super narrow, but it's also not not like a sidewalk or anything like that.
Yeah. So I want to try. So my ultimate plan is to run or sprint our way to the garage.
Okay.
Hijack a vehicle and just try to plow our way out.
Okay. So you're running along the top. One of them's going to take a shot at you there, Richard, as you're at the bottom of the ladder now. 72. That is a miss. You see it ricochet. Takes a chunk out of the little bit of the adobe coating on the side, and right over your head. What are you doing, Richard?
You can't get me, Mr. Lopez. I got your daughter, and I'm going. I'm going up the ladder.
All right. You get same thing. You get to the top. You see Chris is kind of a low run across the top of the wall. You guys still have the pickaxes?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so making this low lope across the wall with a pickaxe, silhouetted against the evening sky, as the sun is getting even lower and beginning to set.
Now I'm thinking to myself, man, we should have waited till night. Too late now.
Richard, pull up the ladder.
Yep.
And slide it down the other side.
Just throw it over this. Are you going to slide it down? Yep. Okay.
And he'll slide on down it like a sailor coming down a ladder on a ship. And on his way down, he'll say, "Christine, pick me up in the pickup."
All right. Just give me a dexterity check on that one.
Okay.
As you come down the other side.
I hope I'm playing him crazy enough for you.
He's going off the deep end for sure.
He fails his dexterity check.
Okay. He's gonna land hard, taking 3 points of damage as you sprain your ankle. You can still walk, but you got a little bit of limp. You got to move a little slower, but you're down.
All right.
And so you're on the outside of the wall about here. And all right, so Chris, you're crouch running along the top here.
Yeah.
Let's see. There are going to be some shots taken at you.
Yeah.
You're moving, so that's good. And these guys, despite being inbred dustbillies in Texas, they're not the best shots in the world. Well, most of what they do is they don't want to kill. They want to capture. So, all right. One shot. 74 miss. Bullet whizzes over your head. Yeah, and you can't really dodge these unless you're prepared to like dive out of the way, which in this case would be probably diving off the wall.
Yeah. I mean, it's only a 10-foot fall, but you could still do some damage.
Another one. 90.
Oh boy.
That one hits the wall below you. And you continue to run. They're all kind of moving along with you along on the wall, as kind of moving along. He's up there. He's up there. Get him. Get Seth.
Go fuck yourself.
All right. So we'll say that you get over to the tower building. Now this building here is where the tower sort of sticks out from. Hang on a sec here. Yeah, just give you an idea. The base of the tower is basically like right about there. It looks like the building was built around this old tower, and where you can actually see there's like a hatch in at the base of the tower where a ladder sort of comes out, and ladder goes up like through the center of the tower up toward the top. The roof is actually just a little bit lower than the outer wall. But you continue to run?
Yeah.
All right. So you continue on. 2 more shots. 96. You're getting penalty dice on these. 60. Sorry. No, 26.
Oof.
That one's going to be a hit. Let me see here. One of the. Oh, that was the second one. Okay. Yeah. Not bad. You take 4 points of damage as a bullet rakes right across your back. Just, you feel the burn. 1 point left?
Yeah, I'm down to 1.
Yeah, so you feel this burning sensation as the bullet catches you right across the back, and you feel as you kind of stagger. But I'm gonna have to make a dexterity check to make sure see if you lose your footing. You are kind of walking a tightrope here.
Succeed.
Okay.
Regular success.
You managed not to fall off the wall, which probably would have killed you.
Mayhaps, yeah. At this point.
Well, it wouldn't necessarily kill you outright. You would be unconscious, and they would probably do some first aid and revive you and put you back in the shitty cell. But anyway.
Great.
Yeah. All right. So.
Can I fall on the pickaxe instead?
Yeah. Yeah.
Redneck version of seppuku.
Right. Redneck seppuku. Y'all. Where are you going, Richard? By the way, you're free on the outside. Which way are you running?
Damn. Richard knows that the gate's on the other side.
Yeah.
So he'd. But he knows the other route.
Yeah, the shorter distance would be to go east and go around this corner here. Right, to go around there.
Yeah, that's what he'll do. He'll go there because he knows what's on the other side. He doesn't really know what's on this side.
Mm-hmm.
But all he knows is he's seen Christine run in that direction on top of the roof. So he's going to go and try to follow Christine. So actually with the truck.
As you come around, you're maybe like 20 feet behind him as he's moving along the wall up here. In fact, had he fallen, his dead body would have landed right in front of you.
What a scene that would have been.
Give me a spot hidden there, Richard.
All right.
Yeah, it would have been a cool scene for sure. Well worth the admission.
That's a 60, so that's, I believe, my spot hidden.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Let me double check.
I think it
Yep,
is.
it is.
As you're running, you have just enough sense of mind to kind of glance over to the east, to the left, and you see there's a big sort of kind of a dry gully to the east of here, maybe about 50 feet out from the wall or so, and you can see a big pipe sort of coming out of the ground into the gully, and you see nasty sick water sort of like spilling out into it, where it's just kind of getting absorbed by the ground and leaving this kind of disgusting sludge at the bottom of this gully. Let me see if I can describe this garage to you here. The garage is up against the outer wall of the compound. It's a white painted cinder block building. What else would you see from where you are? The roof looks to be corrugated metal with a heavy patina of rust. A single stovepipe can be seen jutting out of the top of the top at the northern end. So as you're walking along, it's maybe a couple feet below the wall as you're running along there. And like I said, it slopes down toward the compound, away from the wall.
Okay.
So you reach the garage area here. I don't know what your plans are.
So I guess at this point, I was kind of hoping there'd be some cars, maybe a convertible that I could just hop in and start up and then take off.
There was the one car that was parked out front here that
Right.
had the hood open. Maybe they were just checking something. Maybe they have something apart. You don't know.
Right.
Let me do a quick roll to see which car is there.
Especially since I only have one health, I really can't, do any sort of real dangerous leaps.
Right. No leaping. All right, so all right, so I just had to make a quick list of vehicles. I hadn't planned to throw it in with this, but that's fine. Actually, it's Seth's pickup.
Nice. That's a prize.
Yeah, so you see, there's an old an old pickup truck, just sitting out there.
All right. So to get in there, to get off the roof, and then climb in normally.
Yep.
Unless it's missing its back window. Which I may or may not be able to see from here.
Well, let's see. I'll do 50-50 chance. Hang on. It's the front is actually facing toward the garage. So.
Okay. So it doesn't really matter. All right. So what I'm going to try to do then is run to the edge, leap on top of the truck, and then get down and climb in and take off.
Okay. All right. So it's going to be a couple more shots at you.
Yeah. This could end it before I even get a chance to do that.
Yes. And 51. So two misses as bullets whiz past you. The others are they're trying to spot where you are. So a lot of them are trying to step back. It's like, there he is. He's on the roof. And yeah, you see one of the guys climbing, putting a ladder up against the wall and kind of climbing up behind you. He's a few of them are climbing up over here.
Okay.
a few of the others are kind of looking around. They don't know what you're doing, but they see you on the roof and they're kind of backing up. A couple of them with the weapons taking aim. They at this point they think there's nowhere for them to go, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, don't know. I'm perfectly sane. I'm kind of crazy.
Yeah. Well.
Or desperate, I guess it would be more apt.
All right.
So
yeah. So I mean the roof's not that high, and the hood's not far below it. Just give me a dexterity check to leap off the roof. I don't think this is a jump, so we'll just do dexterity.
I got an extreme success.
Nice.
Got a
so.
5.
Yeah. So you actually kind of get down when they shoot at you, and you kind of slide on your hip as you go off the edge, and land in this crouch on the hood of the car. The hood bends slightly as you land, and it absorbs some of the impact. You feel good as you sort of like hop, maybe just go over and hop to try to swing your feet right in the window. No bother opening the door.
Yeah.
And that extreme, I'll let it carry through to that. So you swing into the driver's seat, and at this moment, they sort of realize what you're doing. Meanwhile, you see some other ones coming running down this way, including Seth, who is who's like pulling a shirt on, and just for an instant as you look up to see him, his eyes catch yours, and you get this vicious look in his eyes as he's like, pulls his shirt on the last bit away and comes charging at you. The keys are in it.
Even better.
Well, they're in the process of doing something with it, so I figure that makes sense.
Yeah, well, let's hope it was just maintenance and not any sort of like major repairs. So, all right. So yeah, I take off and then try to, honestly, I'm not aiming for it, but I'm not exactly trying to avoid clipping some of these cultists.
That's fair. That's perfectly fair.
So if I end up hitting a few, I'm not going to be upset.
I perfectly understand.
Right. And then just going to try to barrel out of the main gate.
All right. So you start it up. It starts right up. And give me a drive check.
I lost my other die. Give me a second. I dropped it. I went all the way back there. Aha. Monkey feet to the rescue. Okay. Drive check. Oh, that's a 58. I'm going to spend 8 and make that a success.
All right. So you grind the gears as you shift it into reverse. You spin backwards. I'm going to say that let's see, how many are you going to get in front of you? 2 get behind you as they're kind of like trying to grab onto the truck or hop onto it. But you're gonna clip them.
Yeah.
So we're gonna say, what is the damage on these things again? Yeah, give me roll 4d10.
Damn. 4d10.
And let's see, I'll give them each a dodge to try. No, they can't do a dodge. Well, actually, they can try and dive out of the way, I guess.
18, 25, 31.
Okay, so one of them you hear this crunch, and he goes tumbling backwards and sprawls on the ground. The other one, he kind of falls and you roll over. You feel this thump as you roll over part of him. And you hear this crunch as he screams. Another one comes at the driver's side window, and he is going to swing at you with a hammer. You can fight back or dodge.
Well, there's that whole thing of my fighting back is better than my dodge.
Yeah, the only difference is that on a tie, meaning, if you both get just a regular success, then a dodge wins, whereas a fight back does not.
Right. Oh, man. It's I mean, it's worked well in the past for me. Let's fight back.
Okay.
All right. Well, I have almost a hard success.
Well, he did not. He failed. So,
Okay.
I mean, your attack is successful. What are you attacking him with?
Well, I figured since I was driving, the pickaxe landed in the seat next to me, so I'm just kind of like, just a fist.
Punching.
Yeah.
Fist. Right turn, Clyde. All right.
Yep.
So yeah, what's the damage on that?
2.
Oh, okay. So
Got my D3.
yeah. So you crack him across the face. Give him a dexterity check if he holds on. He does not. You knock him free. He goes tumbling to the ground. More of them are kind of one of them's kind of running toward the hood and like leaps on the hood of the car on the hood of the truck.
Oh, he's gonna regret that decision.
And he grabs hold.
Yeah, I'm aiming for that gate.
This guy has a small hand axe. All
Okay.
right, you gun it forward. More dust billows are coming out of some of the buildings. Seth, you see Seth in the room running up behind. You see him grabbing a gun from one of the others. As he kicks him aside, the guy falls to the ground, just trying to get out of Seth's way. Fortunately, the doors are not locked at the moment. They were in the process of fixing them, and so they're partially closed, but they are not. They're not. The main sort of bar is not across them.
Luck is with us.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. You see the ones kind of like, kind of dodging out of the way as you come barreling toward the doors. Give me a drive check.
And holy fuck, extreme success.
All right. So you managed to catch the doors at a good point where there's very little hesitation when you slam into them. They both swing open as you bump through. Richard, you are down. You're down coming around the corner here when you see the doors burst open and the pickup come driving out, and you see Christine in the driver's seat.
Richard would be hollering, "Over here, sweetheart!" And he's going to be galloping with his star on his boxers and just his little wife beater T-shirt on, just going. His old floppy hair and belly just bouncing up and down, and he's just striding it there. Your dad's pissed tonight.
All right, give me a dexterity roll.
All right. Okay, that's a 46. So that's a success.
Okay, so obviously Christine wants you to get in, so she slows down enough to where you kind of grab hold of the bed of the truck, put your foot up on, and toss yourself up and roll into the bed. Seth appears in the open doorway, and he's going to take one last shot.
Man,
shooting at Richard. Let's see. And you were diving at the time, because you were there. It's going to be a hit, but I'm going to say that you get the. I'll give you the truck's armor because you were diving into the tailgate at the time.
How much health do you have left?
Me, I got 8.
Oh, so you might be fine.
Well, can I use luck to minimize that?
No, I'm afraid not.
Okay, here again.
It's
Just
worth
not
a shot. Nope, that's cool. It's worth a shot. I want to see what the armor is though for truck vehicles impart a certain amount of armor to the passengers therein. 2. Okay, so
that reduces the damage by 2, correct?
Correct. Yep. All right, so let's see, 6. Take away 2, so it's going to be 4 points of damage. The bullet comes through the tailgate of the truck. It kind of shatters as it goes through. So you catch a few bits of a few pieces of the bullet in your side as it just kind of tears across as you land in the bed of the truck, and you guys head off down the road. Boom, 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 hitting bottom as you come over some of these heavier bumps and kicking up a cloud of dust as the sun is setting behind the hills in the west.
I'm hit, Sarge. I'm hit. Charlie's done got me. Medic.
and you head off into the dusk of abattoir and the devil's back. And it's a great place to stop.
Oh, man.
With a daring escape from the Dustbilly compound.
Oh, God. It was crazy.
But I got to go back. Richard has to go back there to get Gertrude and his Stetson.
Right. That's important.
That better bring backup.
Well, he first has to become sane enough to realize that's what he has to do. But
he's got a little bit of time before that recent bout kind of wears off. But he's never going to be that sane, I don't think.
Yeah.
It's no spoiler really to tell you that obviously the girl was Osteen. The serpent people have magic that allow them to borrow the skin of someone else, essentially, or borrow their shape. And he decided to use a shape of one of the prisoners that's been through here as a way to catch Richard off his guard, and then he just injected him. So.
Well, it's probably a good thing because I was leaning on the side 50-50 on what I was going to do when she come running, whether to shoot her or protect her. Yeah, and it went to protect. So it really would have. I think Ian would have scratched his head. That son mug, he's shooting everybody and killing them. The little girl runs by, he shoots her dead.
Yeah. No. Well, yeah, I mean, Richard is really on the razor's edge of sanity at this point.
I'd say so.
Yeah. Well, and he didn't have a full bag of marbles when he started this. He had seen some stuff. I mean, he had enough.
He's perfectly sane. The rest of the world's nuts.
Yeah.
What I think is kind of funny is that Richard took all of the sanity damage, whereas Chris took all of the physical damage.
Yeah.
Or for the most part, I got out of there with 1 health left.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's not easy to get health back in this game. So
yeah, especially on a one shot.
Well, yeah, because there's just no resting.
Right.
Not for long term.
But I can do first aid for him, right, and help him.
Yeah. If you do it soon enough, you can do first aid. Maybe get him a
Okay.
hip right back. So I mean, it'll
So
get him.
that's how that works then. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, you can get a little back
Okay.
if you do something fairly quickly, but it's just not the kind of game that allows for.
No, it's a gritty,
Yeah,
and
but
I kind of like it.
no, it was interesting. I was surprised that Richard shot that guy in the face. I thought I figured he'd use the butt end of the thing to knock the guy out. Come in with a club and silently knock him out. Have a chance of rescuing his partner, but oh no, you're just gonna shoot him. Okay, cool. That's gonna be noisy.
Well, yeah, but we did. We rescued each other.
Yeah.
That's true. It's been a roller coaster of a day.
Yeah. But that's another interesting too is like if you think about it, all Chris has seen are like, okay, it's a crazy cult doing illegal things. That's about it. No
Right.
supernatural things. Like sure, like some of these people are clearly, suffering from some sort of like inbred syndrome or whatever.
Right.
But like there's nothing supernatural going on here. Whereas, Richard has clearly seen a couple of things that are like well outside the realm of.
Oh yeah, well he's seen a big freaking snake skin. He's seen someone shapeshift from one person to another. He's seen
Right.
just today.
Right. So like I think it's kind of funny that like from Chris's perspective, it's just the cult and he got fucked up.
Oh, that reminds me. You are because you came out of the sewer. Okay, you were going to get a sanity reward.
Oh.
That's something I wanted to do because, like, climbing through the sewers is hell, but if you make it out, like, there's that sense of relief and like, oh god, I made it. I'm so glad to be out of that sewer. It's enough to give you a little bit back. You're going to get 3 back, in fact.
Neat.
3 sanity back. And again, think of it in terms of Shawshank Redemption. It's like that moment when he comes out the pipe at the other end and it's raining and he's in the water and it's like, oh, I'm free.
Except I didn't get any rain.
No, you didn't.
I'm still covered in shit.
Yeah.
Richard can point you to the place where there's a big water pipe.
Yeah. Well, that was another thing too. You could have that pipe coming out of the ground that you could have ended up there too. Come out that side.
Well, I think that would be interesting in like maybe a different game, or even like similar to this game. If like the partner dynamic was a little bit different, like Chris could have gotten out and then just said, "See ya,"
yeah,
and just left and just like abandoned Richard. But that wasn't the dynamic that the two characters had, so that wouldn't make any sense.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing with the sandboxing nature. There's a lot of stuff you could do. Like that's also a way someone could theoretically sneak into the Dust Belly compound, and if someone was trapped, they could rescue them that way. That's why it was interesting when you went around that side. If you had gone around the other side, you might have found that pipe and been able to work your way in. So that was another option of getting in.
All Richard would have done was eventually got stuck.
True.
Right. Well, you could have gotten through the main pipe, like the main pipe, and even the side pipe. You probably could have made it through, but you never would have made it up any of those drains. No way. Yeah, we wanted to make that like a somewhat escapable, but not equally escapable.
Right.
And that's why we put the limit of a size of 50 on it. And then in another group we had, no one met those parameters, and so with that, well, maybe we can make it a little bit, give it a little bit extra chance by like it. let's say you happen to be a size 50, so it wasn't a big deal.
Hmm.
But there was some there's some loose cobblestones around the edge there that if you were to take like some time to like chip away at them and loosen those rocks and take them out, then you could have made it big enough for someone size 65 to get down there. That still wouldn't have helped Richard.
Oh, what's Richard's size?
85.
Oh, yeah. No, okay.
So yeah, there's no way he was getting down there. But that way, if they want to take the time and start chipping at it, maybe draw some attention that way. There are also some other cool things you guys could have found in the cell, because it was kind of random. So what you might find, like you could find a ballpoint pen, matches, a lighter, a small pill bottle with speed, amphetamines.
I'd be afraid of the lighter. I'll be honest. With that much methane in the air, just
They could have took care of the cult.
and yourselves.
Yeah. So the lots and lots of fun stuff. Yeah, he broke. Well, see, Osteen's house is he feels safe there. So he sometimes locks it, he sometimes doesn't, which is why it's a luck roll to see if the door is unlocked. You go to Osteen's house, and you get an extreme. What you get an 01, I think, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
something like that. It was pretty good roll.
He welcomed you right in. But yeah, his house is kind of interesting. There's some other stuff there. So yeah, there's still tons of stuff that.
Well, it was pretty much about the only choice that I think Richard, or the way I perceive Richard's thinking, to try. From the people coming on up, shooting at him.
Right.
He's looking for the nearest cover, and he remembers that back door, that door in back of him. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I'm sticking to the rules pretty well. I think I might have screwed up a couple more things here, but part of it too is I also want you guys to be able to hang in there too, because part of this is the purpose of this is a play test. At this point, they wouldn't normally be shooting at you, but at this point, you seem to be a little more trouble than you're worth, probably.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Well, we're taking care of some of the worshipers.
Yeah. You've knocked out a few dustbillies. There was the one you shot. There was the one with the pickaxe in the head. There was the two that he ran over with the truck.
So I could see Olstein not liking losing the worshipers' power, the power that comes from the worshipers having that many there. So you almost weakening his impact via that route.
You never know. But you guys headed off into the desert and darkness with the where it's getting dark now, and you have the you have Seth's pickup. Well, you guys can see what's in there later.
Yeah, war trophy.
Yeah, Seth is going to be really angry that you took his truck. It's going to be awesome. Now he really wants you dead.
Yeah, well,
so
fuck that guy.
we got to get gold spray paint, and on the doors and the hood, spray paint a big Texas Rangers badge.
Tag it.
Yep. Tag it and own it.
Well, if you guys want to do this again next Wednesday, I can plan on that. If you need to check, let me know. But I think I've given up predicting. It's just so hard to predict when how long it's going to take. But because it's so unpredictable what the character's going to do, I could not have predicted what happened today. I'll be honest.
That's the best thing there. There again, like I said a couple times, with the our job helping you with the play test.
Yeah.
To give you the unpredictable.
Yeah. And again, I'm trying to wing it as little as possible because I don't want to, want to run it as. But then of course the keeper has to wing it anyway usually. So that's like anyone running a game, like like using a pickaxe to open the lock. It's like I imagine you could probably pry it or or smash it up.
Well, yeah.
Smashing can be more effective, but but it's louder. The other one's less effective, but quiet. So you can
Right.
That's how you want to do.
I mean, the upside is that Call of Cthulhu has your DCs built into the character. So all you have to do is determine, okay, roll that skill that is appropriate, and then add any sort of modifiers you think are appropriate or conditions or whatever.
Well, I mean, the keeper still has the variety of, I can say it has to be a hard success or an extreme success, and I can give you penalty or bonus dice. So
right,
there's some variety too still.
But that's, like I said, honestly, for like, I used to run Pathfinder Society, and I've run a lot of 5e games.
Yeah.
And those types of games, the hardest part is coming up with appropriate DCs for skills. Oh, yeah. Like a player will come up with this great idea, and you don't want to say no because it's a great idea, but then you have to think of, okay, what's the appropriate skill? If there's not an appropriate skill, what combination of skills will accomplish this task? And then what are the DCs for all of those? And so, like, I've been pretty good at that. I can usually come up with those numbers on the fly without too much of a problem.
Sure.
But like this system, like I said, it has all your DCs built right into the character. So all you have to do is determine, okay, give me, a dexterity check to jump off of the roof, and then a drive check to get the car started and running, or whatever.
And with this, I really do love the luck mechanics, and I also love the pushing mechanic as well. It gives you that you can use either or, and a lot of times, and it's different degrees of success. But the pushing one is kind of cool from a keeper standpoint, because now the player has to decide, do I want to take the bigger risk of trying to roll that again and see what happens?
I could see this this game or scenario, and that's, I guess, about the best way to put it, working fairly well even under the ubiquity system that we've been using for Firefly.
Yeah, it's true.
There's not, there's definite differences, but I think you can get a similar feel.
I think the only the only things I would have done differently in this case would have more to do with your characters and how I made them. There's a few things I would have flipped around a little bit, made them a bit different. Like what was it? I think Chris's spot hidden is like really low, and I for an FBI detective, I really should have not. I really should have made it higher. Let me see what that was.
Yeah, it was like 35, I think.
35.
But we bumped it up to 45.
Right. Which is pretty low. The other thing we could have done too, and I probably should have done this as well, so it's on me. But a lot of times when I give out pre-gens, I leave extra skill points, like 20 or 30 or 40 or something like that the player can then kind of put in there wherever they want. That way they can customize it a little bit if they want to say, oh, I want them to be really stealthy, or I really want them to be able to notice things or throw things, or whatever. So,
or take one of the ones that they already have a bunch in, like, I want to be really good at this thing.
Right.
I'm pretty happy with Richard, really.
Yeah, I think
they're not bad. It
makes a lot of sense. Yeah. But yeah, I could definitely see, like, having a bunch of skills that you could customize the character for yourself would definitely help engage with the character a little bit more. I mean, me and Charles have been doing I think a great job as far as embodying these characters.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So it wasn't a problem for us, but I could see, like, for new players or players who aren't familiar, that would be a great mechanic, like a thing. Like I don't know if in this scenario you guys are making, you're including pre-gens or not.
Oh yeah, yeah, we definitely want to do that.
But that would actually be a pretty cool part of the scenario in that, like, hey, we have pre-gens and they all have extra skill points or whatever that the players can assign.
Yeah, I like that.
That would give a little bit more sense of ownership. But there again, with myself not being overly familiar with the system,
Right.
I like the way I do. I like the way Richard is kind of balanced out and panned out, because it made it easier for me looking at them at the pre-gen and coming up with some of the background for him and what to me would make sense as far as that, because he's even though he has a high intelligence, he's not really a nerd, being a Texas Ranger, a techno.
Right. Yeah.
He's a field agent.
Yeah. His intelligence is focused in a different area. That's all.
Yeah.
But the other thing I like about the system is that, like, a lot of the skills have a base that everyone has. Like charm, is 15%, climb 20%. Like anyone can try. Anyone can try and charm. There's a so just bare minimum that a reasonably competent person can do. We did include some with the dust bellies. We did include some as just like fodder, kind of mooks that just they're real easy to kill. Just because with such a large number, you kind of want the occasional, like the guy you hit with the pickaxe was one such, So just right to the head.
Yeah, it's like it's not necessarily important to the story, but it is a fun interaction. So.
Yeah, exactly, and just with so many, and it can be really easy for them to overwhelm. That was one thing I forgot with the rules. Ian pointed out when they captured you, your character Nick.
Mm-hmm.
When you have two people fighting one, the two fight because the two are kind of teaming up on them. I forget what it's called, but it's like they get an advantage basically because they're both kind of working on you, kind of thing. Hold him, let me punch him, that kind of thing.
Gotcha.
So,
well, they won anyways.
Yeah, I was gonna say they ended up getting you, but there's just a lot of little stuff like that I forget once in a while because they get caught up wanting to just making it cool and interesting.
Yeah.
But which hopefully it is.
It has been
awesome.
As far as that, I love going insane.
You do it so well.
Well, and that's the thing. It's a stretch. I'm trying to figure out what someone from his age. In fact, I went up on online. That's why I picked those particular songs for him to be singing, because they were actual 1975. Galveston was Glenn Campbell in 1975. And Gene Autry with the Heart of Texas.
Oh yeah.
And like that to start deep in the heart of Texas. So I trying to stretch those for things inside him, and then the escape it was just too easy to jump into a prom trope of a father shooting.
Yep. I will say one thing I found was funny though. It's like I think just about I think without exception, everyone who's been put in that cell has tried the heart attack thing.
It's almost a trope nowadays.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. It's a big one. It's like,
but did they use their genes for a tripwire?
No.
See, we're the first.
One of them, I'm trying to think. I think in one of them, one of them had the bucket of shit they were going to like put over one of someone's head as they came through or something, or I forget. There was a lot of different things. One in one group when they went through the pile of stuff there, they found a pocket knife, and they've used that to very good effect.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I'm still waiting to see what. There's been one group I've been trying to finish up, but they've been having trouble, synchronizing our plans. But they actually have a pistol still amongst them. So,
Wow.
Oh,
well,
damn.
Well, one of the characters was a woman. She's an FBI agent, and they did have them in that time period. They were rare. They only started like in 1972, but she was a family member of someone who went missing, so she's kind of involved trying to find them. But anyway, when they were captured, she tried to hide the little 38 she had, and my thought was that because the Dust Billies is so misogynistic and they look down on women so much, they see women as like they're the kind who see women as like just producing babies. Period. That's it. That it didn't even occur to them that she might be armed.
Of course.
So I gave her a luck roll, see if they thought to search her, and they didn't. So she ended up with a 38, which is a good thing she had it because the other two had these horrible nightmares because they spent the night in that nasty cell. They failed they succeeded on the power checks, and they had these horrific nightmares where they woke up screaming and like violent. But she was the one that had the gun, so fortunately for them or for everyone that she wasn't one of the ones that went crazy and just started open firing with the gun.
Yeah, no shit.
But she only has the 6 shots, so you got to make them count.
Need to run this again and have a character who's really into coprophilia. That'll be super awkward. Just starts furiously masturbating in that room, weirds everyone else out.
Oh, man.
It's like, what are you doing?
I just want to go home. Yeah.
I thought the shit room was bad, but you're making it worse somehow.
Just getting in touch with my inner feeling.
Keep them in.
Yeah. Keep your feelings to yourself, please.
Keep your feelings buried really, really deep.
Yeah. Be a man and just bury that shit deep till it burns.
I never want to see those feelings. I mean, ever.
Never again.
Yeah, I don't think I planned, because there's an online website where you can create random, where you can create characters for Call of Cthulhu, and like some of it rolls randomly for you, and I just went ahead and used them, but so I didn't necessarily plan on your character having a size of 50.
Oh.
But I'm glad he did because we get to use that aspect of the thing. The only almost holdup was that you need a combined strength of 120, and you guys only came up to 110. But I figured, you know what, if they're going to use the leverage of the pants and the bone, we'll say that makes up for the other 10. Using mechanical advantage. Partly because I really wanted you guys to be able to get down that sewer. just to see how.
I only let you do it so I could torture you more.
Pretty much. No, test it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you're right. Test.
Testing.
Test our steel.
Yeah, because those sewers go like all over the place in there. And some places not nearly as nice as the thing you came up in, the storage shed.
When you were saying, are you going down head first or feet first? I was saying, oh my God, it's 2 foot. It's 2 foot wide. He has that snake there with the mouth open.
Giant serpent down there, just like
Oh God. The snakes into corporophilia. Oh God.
snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
Yeah.
Yeah, snakes are obviously a big thing in this. So, anyway, it's late. I'm gonna get going. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah.